Hey everyone, Alex here. Just want to give you a quick heads up before we jump into this edition of Talking Taker. Very fun, very special episode. Our ultimate SummerSlam fantasy draft. It's a good one. Wanted to let you know that this episode was recorded about 3 weeks ago, which means it was recorded about 3 weeks before we got the news of the untimely passing of the immortal Hulk Hogan. One of the most legendary, one of the most controversial figures in professional wrestling history. Obviously, Travis and I will have a lot more to say about Hulk Hogan. We'll share our memories about him and discuss what his legacy meant to us on a future episode of Talking Taker. But like I said, this episode was recorded a couple of weeks ago because we had to coordinate everyone's schedules to get together to do this big episode, and it's a very busy summertime for everybody. So normally we don't record things this far in advance, but that's why when we get into our Undertaker sightings, and that's why, if we bring up the Hulkster, or mention him, or joke about him, all of that was done long before he passed away. So if you think it's weird that we're not mentioning that, that's why. So just want to give you that context before you jump into this episode, but I won't take up any more of your time because this is a big one. So enjoy the latest episode of Talking Taker, our ultimate SummerSlam fantasy draft.
WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and you're about to go one-on-one with Talking Taker. Holla!
All right, creatures of the night, and everybody out there in the Pod Street crew, welcome to Talking Taker, episode number 239 of our encyclopedic exploration, digging up the career of the greatest professional wrestling character of all time, The Undertaker. There he is. My name is Alex Dorio. I am one of your co-hosts here. I want to thank you for joining us for yet another round of Dead Man Talking. And as always, I am joined by my co-host, by my wrestling buddy, my fellow creature of the night, my fellow member of the Pod Street crew. He's going to raise a fuss. He's going to raise a holler. He's working all day just to try and earn $1. Mr. Travis White. Travis, I believe we have found the cure for those summertime blues here tonight, because look at all our friends we've got here joining us on the screen. The Pod Street crew in living color. Travis, we are celebrating our 8-year anniversary of Talking Taker in the month of August for this episode. We're recording it a couple weeks early, but this will be our August episode. So happy 8-year anniversary, brother. What better way to do it than to celebrate with an incredible group of friends that we have made throughout the years over this podcast, and running back one of our favorite concepts here. We did it for WrestleMania. We did the ultimate WrestleMania fantasy draft, and now you can see us all. We're decked out in our finest summer wear for the ultimate SummerSlam draft. You ready for this, T. White?
Oh, I'm ready, man. Yeah, what better way than to bust open a six-pack with a six-pack challenge here. All 6 of us in the PSK. Yes, we've all got our summer gear on. Fishing shirts, sleeveless hoodies, all kinds of Dick's. Todd's got a Dick's cup.
You got the Dick's cup.
He's ready.
He's not much of a drinker.
Well, I love it, man. We're so excited to bring it here. Like I said, this is one of our favorite episodes we did back in April. Or it was March actually. April, yeah. We did it for the WrestleMania Fantasy Draft. We'll go through the specifics of it in case you don't remember. But we got 6 of us here. We're going to draft 8 matches each. Fantasy football style, snake style draft, picking classic matches throughout the 37-year history of SummerSlam to build our dream SummerSlam card. Let me introduce and bring the crew in here. Travis, you and I are actually going back to back in the draft. I'm number 5 in the draft order. You're number 6. Got that final pick there. So let's bring in the number 1 pick here. He is looking like good old RT over there. or maybe, I guess more like Vince McMahon back in the day, although JR wore one of those as well. But, last month or last time around in the draft, he was the final draft pick, and he kind of went off the beaten path a little bit, and we're all wondering if he's going to find a Lord Littlebrook match to bring in to SummerSlam. We've got Randy Turco here joining us. Randy, you're the number 1 draft pick tonight. Do you feel any pressure or any inkling to like go for maybe a more standard pick as number 1 to really set the tone, to really grab like one of the great SummerSlam matches of all time? Or do you just feel the excitement of getting to be number 1 and getting to pick the most left field choice humanly possible?
No pressure at all. I do what I want to do. I was just going to say, I don't usually worry about you guys taking any of my matches. I've got a couple of them tonight just because I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. But the good thing about having the number 1 overall pick, I think I was mentioning in our text chain, I had the main event set for a couple weeks and then realized I had somebody going twice, and you can't do that, as you'll go through the rules in a minute. You can't do that. And I thought, well, maybe they won't notice. That was scenario 1. Or scenario 2, I've got to figure out a different main event. Voila, I've got the number 1 overall pick. Why don't I just make that happen? So that was nice to bail me out after I thought I had a plan for a couple weeks. So I am glad for that. But so the first pick might be somewhat normal by my standards, but after that we go back to Wacky Land.
There you go. I love it.
I can't wait. Eagerly anticipating what you're going to bring to the table. Joining us with the number 2 pick in the draft, he has got the greatest collection of all time of Undertaker figures and collectibles, but can he collect the greatest SummerSlam card of all time? That's the question we're wondering here tonight. The Z-Man, Steven Zeman. Steven, is there like an iconic Undertaker SummerSlam figure that comes to mind that really represents him at SummerSlam?
Ooh. Oh, man. I mean, you could take any of his, purple Phantom attires and make that SummerSlam 94 through 96. You could take the newest Monday Night Wars and make that SummerSlam 98. And, of course, they had the newest SummerSlam 2015 with the laughing meme head scan. So
that's what I wanted you to say right there.
Each one of those,
But we
it's
still
got like
haven't
the
gotten
laugh head scan,
yes.
Oh, nice, dude. That's awesome.
That's one of the best. You gotta pose it with that head. I don't know what you're doing if you don't pose it with that head. We still don't have an Underfaker or a mock Undertaker figure yet. That's a dream release for me from Mattel.
Maybe for some of us, but not for all.
Be real interested to see if that match comes off the draft board here tonight. I think some people in our chat have joked about it, but I don't know. Some people may be serious about it. So we shall see. We shall see. Thanks for being here, Steven. We've, of course, got here. Absolutely. We've got here a man who I was going to say has never competed at SummerSlam before, but I actually looked back. He was in the Slim Jim Battle Royal back at SummerSlam 2023. We've got Trey Tommaso Ciampa here, and the beard's been trimmed down, much like the real Tommaso Ciampa, but our buddy Trey here, the resident Canaanite, as you see there on the label. Trey, I think we all agreed during the WrestleMania draft, it was kind of the consensus that you had brought like the most balanced card to your draft. Some of us were, Randy was out in left field. I think me and Tommy went heavy on like big main event style matches.
I had Travis, like 3 from 17. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. Half his matches were the same card.
Yeah.
You brought a lot of balance here. Do you sort of have that same strategy trying to come in here tonight? Like, what's been the hardest thing for you to come up with for the SummerSlam draft?
I don't think mine is going to be too balanced. Just kind of looking what I've got written down, my notes. It's going to be a little bit different for me this time around. So the SummerSlam is much harder than picking WrestleMania matches. Mm-hmm.
It's different, yeah. Like, what's been the hardest category for you to find?
Well, the mid-tier championships. The U.S. title is basically non-existent for SummerSlam. I think it's only been defended 9 or 10 times, maybe. Is that
If
correct?
that,
Maybe not
yeah.
even that.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe. So, you know, that and but I would almost say that the Intercontinental Championship has the better matches
100%.
overall through
Mm-hmm.
SummerSlam, through the history of SummerSlam.
100%.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna have a tough time picking just one
Yeah.
of those
That's
type
it.
of matches. It's really, really difficult.
Yeah, I could put
Mhm.
8 Intercontinental title matches on a card, and
Yes,
they'd be great. Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
Well, we're glad you're here. Can't wait to see what you've got in store for us. You've got the number 3 pick, and then also joining you right there in the middle, it's the guy who's been to more SummerSlams than any of us. Will that experience pay off for him and familiarize himself with some of these matches? Of course, we got the one and only Watch Along Wrestling, Tommy on the spot himself. Tommy, do you feel like you're going to have bias to all these SummerSlam cards that you've been to? Is that going to really impact your decision making here?
I think it will, honestly. I have been to 8 SummerSlam events, spanning over 3 decades. I've been to 2 of them in the 2000s, 2002 and 2007. I've been to 3 of them in the 2010s, 13 and then 16 and 18. And then I've been to 3 of them in the 2020s, 21, 23, and 24. And I'll be going here short to 25. So
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. It's one of my favorite events. And I was going to say, and I'm kidding here before I get in. I don't want anyone to think I'm actually quite too big of a drinker. I'm going to say, Wheatley's so good, I drink it with the PSK. But it'd be too big of a glass. So that is just some high quality water for the working man here.
High quality H2O, baby.
High quality H2O.
It's
Absolutely.
summertime.
But yeah, happy to be here.
Well, we are so glad to have everybody here. Yeah, just real quick overall, I kind of asked you all a little bit about that. What's been different about the draft strategy here for you guys? Anybody can jump in here. We've done one of these before. What did you learn from last time? Is there anything you're going to be trying to do different? What did you find more difficult about finding SummerSlam matches? Just what's going through your head in the final minutes before we start the clock?
I think it's, your point earlier with Trey's card being so balanced. Mine was just like, in the words of Sheamus, banger after banger after banger after banger. And if that card went on by the middle of the card, people would just be, burnt out. It probably wouldn't work. So for me, I definitely went into this trying to find some balance along the way, different types of matches, and maybe make it a more substantial type of card. That's what I'm kind of aiming for here.
I'm going to take a page out of Randy's book for SummerSlam and include some of these, kind of off the rail matches, but also keeping some, I don't want to say like iconic matches. Some of them are, but like really solid matches for the others. So I'm not really looking at the years or the decades or trying to balance it out that way. I was like looking at, what kind of off the rail matches can I throw in? And then I was like, why don't I just do a SummerSlam kind of based on my all-time favorite wrestlers and just look at their matches. So
Awesome.
Not necessarily the best matches of SummerSlam when I was looking at. I was more looking at like who were my favorite wrestlers at SummerSlam and what were my favorite matches from those wrestlers. So.
Dude, I've got Bret Hart matches for days.
Yeah,
That's like, I'm gonna have one. I guarantee you, I will have a Bret Hart match. But then it's just gonna impact like
everything.
My whole
else.
flow chart
Yep.
is like, where do I slot Bret Hart in? It's almost like that's gonna impact everything.
And he hasn't been in a SummerSlam since '97.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
He's got so many good
He
ones.
hasn't
He's gonna
been
have
there in 30 years, and he has some of the best matches.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. For sure.
I think for me the hardest thing was the women's and the tag. Like there was some other like tag ones, but like early.
Not a lot of great tag matches in
not
SummerSlam
great
history.
ones. Yeah, and then women's too, just where it's so it wasn't highlighted for so many years. You know, it hasn't been since like 2015 that it's really been highlighted more. And so, you know, those are the hardest categories for me, honestly. Honestly, I'm more excited about getting to the extras at the end, like getting to those, because there's a lot to just, you know, no title on the line, just guys I like, matches I love. I'm real excited about that part, honestly.
Yeah, I'm bouncing right off of Travis. The women's title match, I thought I was going into this thinking, okay, I'll just pick like a Lita or Trish title match from like 2002. And it hasn't been defended like until like 2010 for the Divas Championship. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Right.
Yeah, there's women's matches on the card, but they're not title matches for a lot of these shows. So yeah, that
as opposed to
impacts
WrestleMania. Suppose WrestleMania, they were fighting for the title at WrestleMania 15, WrestleMania 2018, 19, 17. You had all these picks of them, and now it's like, when's the first women's title match? Oh, 2010, and it's a Divas title match. It's
well, we've got some Alundra Blaze options on the card. We'll see if anybody drafts Alundra Blaze match here. She had a couple on there.
I'll leave that for Randy.
I had wondered if somebody was going to branch out a little bit and do a little bit of what I do, which everybody's allowed to do, but I had worried about that a little bit this time around. So if you notice, as friendly as our chat is, this is for nothing. Nobody gets a trophy, but I'm still super competitive. So anytime, I don't know if you guys noticed in the chat over the last couple of weeks, anytime people would joke or throw out ideas and we'd laugh and people would talk about it, Randy would homer into the bushes. I would say nothing. Even now, you're talking about what categories were the hardest. I say nothing, just because I'm afraid. I'm so afraid of protecting. You know.
Oh yeah. There was definitely some strategy going on in the group chat. I think there was some bluffing going on, maybe some defensive chatter going on. We'll see what everyone's actually bringing to the table here. But we'll get to that in just a moment, and we'll explain the rules, and we'll get to all the exciting action here. But we got to do our monthly Undertaker sightings. And it is a little early in the month. We're recording this on July 8th, but because everybody's got a super busy summer schedule, but we had to get this in here. But I have one correction to make from our last episode, and I know Travis had an Undertaker sighting to bring up, but I want to mention this. We made a big stink over our boy Wildfire Tommy Rich on commentary for a Mean Mark match in WCW. And we said we couldn't understand what the heck this guy was talking about. He mumbled something about, oh, this guy Mean Mark, he ate murder for breakfast, I bet. And that's what it sounded like to us. But Travis, he plugged those headphones in. I put the sound clip in the episode, and I think he was able to speak Wildfire for us. Figured out what he was trying to say.
As soon as he said it, when I was listening back to the episode, I was like, oh, he said nails. He said, I bet he eats nails for breakfast. Yeah. And he said, like, clear as day. And I heard it, and I was like, how come I can hear it through this podcast, but not when I was listening to it on YouTube? So, So, clarification there. Tommy Wildfire Rich, he said, I bet he eats nails for breakfast.
That's a good line.
Yeah, it is.
Decent line. So, shout out to our boy Wildfire.
That actually brings me to our Undertaker sighting. May I just go ahead and quickly segue?
Absolutely. Okay,
so listening today. So those of you who don't know, out in the wrestling world, there is a new channel on Sirius XM, channel 156. It is Pro Wrestling 24/7, an offshoot of Busted Open. You know, they've been trying to get it. It was 1 hour, 1 day a week years ago, like 15 years ago. And then it was 5 days a week for 1 hour. Then anyway, now it's 24/7. They have their own Sirius channel. I'm really happy for what's going on there. Oh, it's all good. So anyway, I was listening to the day one. I listened to the podcast version of Busted Open. They just put like a 45-minute clip on every day. I listen to that when I can. Anyway, well, I specifically listened to this one. It was day one of the 24/7 day, and it was Undertaker calling in. It's a guest Undertaker and Cody Rhodes. So I'm listening to it, and as it starts, Dave LaGreca is like, guys, we got somebody. He said, when I first came into Love Wrestling, I turned on Saturday morning. It was 1982 Georgia Championship Wrestling. The very first match I ever saw was Tommy Wildfire Rich against Buzz Sawyer. He said, and we, through my buddy Bully Ray here, we got Tommy Rich on the phone. Wildfire Tommy Rich. He's like, so let's go to Tommy Rich. So you hear on the other end of the phone, Tommy Rich's voice. He's like, "Hey boys, what's going on?" And he's got his little Southern Georgia accent. Anyway, long story short, he's like, LaGreca is like, "Oh, I cannot believe I'm talking to you, blah blah blah." And then Tommy Rich is like, "Hey, let me go grab my friend." And then it's Mark Calloway. It's the Undertaker. He was ribbing him the whole time. He called in to Bust It Open as Tommy Rich, just to rib LaGreca.
Wow.
Yeah. And
What are the odds?
Bully Ray is laughing his head off because he knew what was going on the whole time. And he's making fun of LaGreca for marking out, talking to Tommy Rich and everything. Anyway, and so they're talking with Taker about like, what? Well, LaGreca's like, what? I'm a little disappointed it wasn't Tommy Rich, honestly. He's like, I was very excited. So anyway, Mean Mark, Tommy Rich, or does a Tommy Rich impression. It's spot on. He has a perfect Georgia accent in it. And he goes on to tell a story about how back in the day, I think it was him and Brian Lee and somebody else were hanging out, and they were supposed to call into a radio station. And anyway, it's a big convoluted story. They're supposed to be the radio DJ was trying to rib one of them by thinking Tommy Rich is calling in, and that's how Taker perfected his Tommy Rich impersonation. They wound up ribbing each other and having an argument on the radio, impersonating Tommy Rich and impersonating, I think it was Buzz Sawyer. And they were fighting on the radio, but it was neither one of the real guys. It was Taker and Brian Lee. So really cool story. It's so funny that segued right into it. I thought it was a really cool Undertaker sighting, and bravo on Mark Calloway for having an excellent Tommy Rich impersonation and for duping Dave LaGreca for getting him. So he's still ribbing people. Still ribbing people.
He's listening to you guys. He listens to your show. Yeah. There's no other explanation.
There's literally no other explanation.
Yeah. So
what are the odds? Is that on demand? Like, can we go find that?
The podcast from you can listen to it. That. Yeah, it is from July 1st on Busted Open. If you listen to the Busted Open podcast, it's the July 1st episode.
I gotta find that.
It says debut with Cody Rhodes and Undertaker. So then he tells Cody that story, and Cody starts making fun of LaGreca. Like, how could you you had the Undertaker on? He's the guy. You should you let him get you. It's just funny, man. What a cool Taker story.
That is awesome.
You wouldn't have heard that 5 years ago. Now he's coming out of his shell, dude. He's pranking people on the radio.
That's a great point too. Yeah.
So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I also got to mention we do have a Foo Fighters sighting here, and we've got our resident Foo Fighters expert Randy here, and we've got an episode of a Foo Fighters deep dive back in the Talking Taker archive, special bonus episode. Randy, Foo Fighters are back with their first new song in a couple of years. What'd you think of of today's song?
It's growing on me. I think I texted you. It didn't grab me right away. I didn't not like it. But it didn't grab me right away, like when some of their songs, like Rescued from the last album came out. It grabbed me right away. The emotion, where that song comes from, that grabbed me right away. This one didn't grab me as fast, but I also sometimes they're slow growers on you. I mentioned Something from Nothing. I actually, that one didn't grab me fast, but I had to drive to Michigan for my summer visit that year. And I don't think we had kids yet. No kids yet. Deanna was sleeping. It's nighttime. We left after work. I listened to Something from Nothing for 6 hours on repeat. And if you know me, you know that's not hyperbole. I wanted to learn the lyrics. I wanted to learn the song. And by the time I got to Chicago, I was on board with Something from Nothing. So I got a 1 hour drive to the courthouse and back tomorrow. And I'm excited to really get in some today's song. I'll know it by the time I get home.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
Man of many talents.
They are. Listen to yourself talk and think sometimes it sounds like a serial killer.
A little bit, yeah. They're sending out. I was just telling Alex they're sending out vinyl copies of that new song just to random people off of their merch list. People have bought from their merch store before, and I'm hoping that I've spent enough money to get one. But so far, no dice.
I mean, and you were famously retweeted by the Foo Fighters.
I was retweeted by the Foo Fighters. Dave and I are best friends as of Friday.
And I remember I threw it out. I was like, oh, they've got to have a million. They must have. Maybe they even have 1 million followers. And you were like, try 3.2 million.
Yeah.
3.2 million.
Tommy, have you ever been retweeted by Drowning Pool?
I have not been retweeted by Drowning Pool, unfortunately. No, I wish, but
I
no,
think that's fortunately. I think it's okay.
yeah. There you go. No, but unfortunately, has not happened yet. Hopefully someday. That or Saliva. Those are my two go-tos back in the day. All the really good tunes. Bands with staying power, to say the least.
And Steven, I'm going to put you on the spot. Comic-Con is coming up here. It will have happened, I think, by the time this comes out. Dream Undertaker release that they announced at Comic-Con. What do you got your fingers hoping for?
Well, my dream Undertaker figure was always like that Judgment Day return. So they're doing that with that Monday Night Wars, the next one. So I would say the next one I would want like an Ultimate Edition Ministry Undertaker.
Ooh, we do need that.
Yeah, like him with his eyes rolled back. I want, all the different head scans of the Ministry.
Cloak. Yep.
Big cloak. Yeah. Give me the cloak and give me his WrestleMania 15 attire. Give me two cloaks. It's Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Undertaker in Steven's tank top doing like the side chest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Side chest.
Let's do that.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed for that. All right. I can't do the sunglasses anymore. I made it as far as I could.
Oh, you made it 24 minutes.
Yeah.
You got to take it seriously here. Because time has come for the ultimate SummerSlam fantasy draft. My best Vince McMahon voice right there. Let's break down the rules here in case you guys don't remember, or in case our listeners don't remember how it went last time. We're going to have 8 rounds. We're going to build an 8-match card. We're going to do a fantasy draft, snake-style draft. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the second round. Every person here has to fill up an 8-match card, and there are a few different categories that they have to fill up. The first category is a world title match of some kind. It can be the WWE title, it can be the World Heavyweight title, the Undisputed title. It could be the WCW title, which was once defended. Oh, it could be. Is that a world title or is that a mid-card title?
ECW world title.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll count it. There may be some disputes here that we have to decide here live and in person. But any world title, men's world title has to be filled. And you have to have one of those on your card. You have to have a women's world title on your card. Again, the women's title, the Divas title, the SmackDown women's title, the Raw women's title, any of those women's titles has to be defended on your card. You have to have a mid-card title of some sort on your card. As Trey mentioned earlier, you could be the United States title, the Intercontinental title, could be the European title, the Hardcore title, any sort of those mid-card
24/7
titles. Ooh, the 24/7
The $1 million championship.
Hey now,
There you go.
$1 million championship. It was once defended, SummerSlam 91. Any of those can be on your card, but you got to have one. You have to have a tag team title match on your card. Any tag team title, any version of them has to be defended. And then you have to have, since this is Talking Taker, and he is Mr. SummerSlam. I believe he has 16 SummerSlam matches.
Wow.
It was at one point the most in SummerSlam history. I don't know if that's still true.
He's tied with Randy Orton right now, I believe.
Thank you.
I
Mr.
think
White.
this year Orton will eclipse him. So.
Okay. So he's still in the running there, but it is Talking Taker, so you have to have a Undertaker match on your card. The next 3 on your card are wild cards. Can be any other matches from the history of SummerSlam. But of course, we do have some qualifications. Much like any normal SummerSlam card, you cannot use a wrestler more than once on your card. So once you've picked a Kurt Angle match or a Sheamus match or whatever, you can't use them twice on your card. There have been some instances in SummerSlam history where a wrestler wrestled more than once, but for the purposes of our draft, we're not going to include that. Once you pick a guy, or girl, they are off the card. Once you pick a title, you cannot have that title defended more than once. So in theory, you could have the Intercontinental title as your mid-card title match. You could also throw in the $1 million championship or the European championship as well if you wanted to, as long as it's not the same title. Or you could have the WWE title and the World Heavyweight title, because those are technically two different belts there. And if we have to debate the lineage of the belt, we can try to look that up on Wikipedia. But generally, I think we can be pretty flexible with that. And then we had a couple people do this at WrestleMania time. The Undertaker is in a few title matches on SummerSlam throughout the years. So if you would like to have the Undertaker in your World Heavyweight title match, you could combine those categories and open up a fourth wildcard match on your SummerSlam card. So that is completely up to you. That could be your strategy. That could be part of your decision-making here for the draft. Does that pretty much explain it? Are there any other questions or any other clarifications anyone wants to get into before we get into this?
We also stipulated that Undertaker under Faker, if it should get picked by somebody today, is okay. Despite being two Undertakers, it is not two Mark Calloways. However, you may not be able to use chains in later
Very
matchups.
important distinction to make. Thank you for doing that, Randy.
So if you did use Undertaker versus Undertaker, you would, in effect, be burning your chains match. You can't.
That's right.
Yeah. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but at WrestleMania, we said if you had a special guest referee, he or she could be in a match also, right? They were not an active participant in, okay.
I think we will allow that, and that's a great distinction to make, Travis, because there are quite a few.
There's a lot of referee
throughout the years of
matches.
SummerSlam. A lot of special guest referee matches. Interesting point to make.
Yeah.
All right, had a little potty break, had a little technological reset there, and everybody getting everything in line here for the most important night of the summer, right here, the SummerSlam Ultimate Fantasy Draft. If you're out there listening, PSK, play along with us. Write down your draft picks alongside us. Hey, get a group of your friends together and do your own fantasy draft. We'd love to see that as well. But with the inaugural pick in the Ultimate SummerSlam Draft, Randy Turco, you are officially on the clock.
We talked about having a shooting clock here.
We may have to.
A shot clock, yeah.
If people get too antsy here.
I don't need it, though. Like I said, this one, having the first overall pick, I'm probably the guy that needs it the least, but it did bail me out because I had to reverse course on the main event here. So I'm going to go with my World Championship match first, the only semi-normal match I think that I'm going to take, which I think it got bumped to first because I'm scared of you guys. And it's rare that I take a high-profile match, but in addition to the superstars and the story, it's all kinds of wacky, which is my wheelhouse, which is why I'm taking it. This is the last man standing match from SummerSlam 2022. Alex, Travis, and Trey, you were there. And this is Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns ending their 7-year rivalry. And that 7-year rivalry was what? WrestleMania 31, WrestleMania 34, Greatest Royal Rumble 2018, SummerSlam 2018, Crown Jewel 2021, WrestleMania 38. And they finally end it here. And this, in my opinion, was their best encounter. This was bonkers with Cowboy Brock and the tractor entrance, using the front loader there to dump Roman Reigns' dead body onto the mat. Brock lifting the ring with the tractor, the Usos running in, Theory trying to cash his Money in the Bank in, Heyman getting murdered on the table. I mean, so many things happened in that match. It was such a fun match to watch. And I remember that plus your guys' vlog. I was like, I have to get to SummerSlam with this guy. And it was this match. So that's why I'm taking this match. It was just insane.
Huge pick, man.
Well, how about the microphone catch? The microphone catch before it even starts. That's one of the coolest things ever. Yep. He just catches it and winks at him. Oh, it's so good. I'll acknowledge him.
I will never forget Theory being in the opening SummerSlam package to tease his cash in and being like, yeah, right. And then his music, A-Town, down. I was like, no way. And out he came. And it was a legitimate good tease. And they didn't do anything with him, though, after that.
Is that Austin Theory's peak moment of his career?
Getting murdered.
I think taking that stunner maybe.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Trey,
That was
you
a
were
good
there
sell.
for it, man. What was your experience of that match being there live?
Oh, when when Brock took that tractor and dumped the ring, I mean, it was just
So cool.
It was mayhem up there, dude.
It was awesome. I mean, I'd never seen anything like that at a live event, and it was, that's history made, and I was there, and it was awesome.
I don't think I've seen anything that cool at the 2 SummerSlams that we've been to. We've had some cool moments, and I'm glad I went to those 2. But man, that's a tough moment to beat. I wish I was there.
I'd say it's either that or LA Knight winning the Slim Jim. Or those are probably
Neck and neck.
Yeah, neck and neck.
Wow, huge pick there
Great
from
pick.
Randy. I'm not sure anyone was expecting quite a pick right like that, but I know that's taken off a lot of people's draft boards right there. So great move there, great pick, great thing to start us off with here. Number 2, Steven Zeman. What do you got here for your first round selection?
First round selection. I'm going to go, because I have to go with this one first, because I know it's going to get eaten up by anybody else. The inaugural TLC Tag Team title match at SummerSlam 2000. Dudley Boys versus Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys. 3 of the best tag teams probably to ever do it in WWE, especially during this time period. It set the bar for all the tag team matches to come. It's the first of 3 TLC matches for these guys. And like in my WrestleMania pick, where I picked the triangle ladder match, it just comes full circle for me here, picking the TLC match, the inaugural.
That's right.
It's SummerSlam 2000, which is one of my favorite SummerSlam events overall.
SummerSlam.
Great SummerSlam.
Great night.
Top to bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome pick. And yes, I think that was probably on everybody's list.
Yeah. Even though I picked third, I didn't even write that down. I knew it wasn't making it.
Wasn't getting there, right?
Didn't even write it down.
That's funny.
Where do you guys rank this amongst like the TLC? You got the WrestleMania 2000 ladder match, this match, the WrestleMania 17 ladder match. Are they all just like tied for the best, or do you have this one as the best? How do you compare these?
I liked X7 the best. Not only were they building off of everything they'd done before, but everybody got, that was the one where everybody had a guy, right? So like the Hardys had,
Spike.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's my favorite than this one, and probably WrestleMania 2000. Like, it wasn't officially a TLC, but it basically was.
And I always remember Mick Foley announcing this match and doing tables, ladders and chairs. Oh my! That was so cool. And to this day, if you ever go, I was just in Raleigh, North Carolina, not long ago for a vacation, and anybody that I get to talking about wrestling with mentions this show and how it didn't make any sense that the Hardys didn't win in their hometown.
That's Vince for you.
But that would have been such a cool moment. It's amazing though that every one of those matches, Edge and Christian won.
Everyone.
Them all.
They did.
Yep.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. And they were together for the shortest run of all those tag teams.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, good point. Yeah. And they're still competing in AEW to this day.
And our Lord 2025.
And the Hardys are competing. It's probably already passed after this comes out, but they're in a TNA tag team ladder match for the championships this month.
Anniversary.
The Impact, 25 years later, man. No pun intended on the Impact right there.
A quarter century ago. Want to feel old?
Oh,
crazy.
God, stop. Oh, my God.
And I'm getting ads for the Pure Plank from Edge and Christian every day.
Yes, boy.
On my Facebook and Instagram. Constant, man.
Get it.
It's endless.
All right, Trey, a couple of huge bangers off the board to start things off here. How are you going to follow that up with your first round selection, the number 3 overall pick?
Well, like I said, I'm kind of going off of my favorite wrestlers. And as you all know, I'm a big Finn Balor fan. I love the Demon gimmick. So I'm going Universal Championship. SummerSlam 2016.
Dang.
Finn Balor, Seth
2016.
Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, I don't think he was number one draft pick, but he got drafted. And he won the Universal title. You know, debuting.
He's the inaugural champion. Yeah.
Yeah,
For one day.
inaugural
Yeah.
champion, and
That can never be taken away from him.
Yes, I have a love-hate relationship with that match because I love that match, but I hate it because the next Monday he had to give it up. So
the next night.
So
heartbreaking.
So
And he's never reached that peak again.
No,
unfortunately.
I'm like,
that was it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I was at.
You were there, right?
I was there for both of those shows, SummerSlam 2016 and then Raw the next night. And I can tell you that going into the building for that Raw the next night, it had felt like we really had our next big guy in Balor. Like, it was like he's going to be the champion here for a bit. He's the next big baby face. He had beaten Kylo on the spot. Is not feeling. He remembered what a sad night that was there for Finn Balor. When he came out, like, no one had heard that he was hurt. So it was like, are you kidding me? And just such a shame he never got back to that spot. I was living and dying in 2023, hoping he'd get that title against Rollins yet again. For the very reason that it dated back to that match there for 2016. That's a really good pick, Trey.
And the crowd, you were there, but it seemed like the crowd was so behind Finn Balor.
Oh yeah,
like it was unreal.
Mm-hmm.
And that injury happened 5 minutes into the match, and then he goes and competes for another 15 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
even think he did the Today Show with the injury the next morning and hit it because he was like, that was his moment there. Mm-hmm. So, really, really, really a shame. But very, very cool moment for Ed. It's cool that he's the first ever Universal Champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can never take that away, as John said.
Right.
All right. Well, Tommy, you got the number 4 pick. There's a potential here. You could pick the same match from a different SummerSlam.
It's true.
Here, you could pick that rematch here back to back. Will you do that, or would you have something else in mind?
I did have something else in mind, and the reason for that is when I think of SummerSlam, I think back to the nostalgia. Being a kid, dad putting some stuff on the barbecue, the family getting together, kind of your end of summer. You didn't have to wake up early for school, but that was like your last thing to really look forward to. Mm-hmm. When I think of SummerSlam, there's one match that to me immediately comes to mind. To me, it's the peak of the Attitude Era. It is 2 of the greats of all time, and it is...
Even the background.
I won't get you guys a
copyright notice.
With The Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in the world title. I'll tell you, Steven, it's tough because if you didn't pick the TLC, I definitely would have taken TLC.
I knew it.
So it was the right choice. But for me, this match right here, I was in here.
You're killing me.
This is my I have my trifecta of shows that I didn't make it to as a kid. This, Rumble 2000, Mania 20. And this one was the first time I really felt like a bunch of people I knew were going to the show, going to this match. I remember seeing the buses coming by all wrapped up in this exact SummerSlam poster.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a crazy match. I know Austin has been quoted as saying that the match sucks ass, which is crazy to me. I think it's such a great match. Taker jumps off the top rope.
Yeah.
What was he thinking?
Incredible moment.
I mean, crazy. And I mean, I remember as a kid, every time you'd go down a water park that was with the black hole, we'd all sung what we thought at the time was a Jim Johnston original, Highway to Hell.
Oh, no. Party foul.
No. I know.
Party foul.
Horrible. But we did. We definitely thought like, oh, this is right there. This is going to be the new SummerSlam theme moving forward.
Oh.
And, but it is.
That's the most breaking news we've ever broke here.
Hey, I'll tell you, we thought it was, and I love this entire SummerSlam, but it ends perfectly with 2 of the biggest stars of all time, and even though Taker doesn't really turn toward the end, he pays respect to Austin in that moment where he kind of goes, like, gives him the belt, like, all right, you're legit. And I think I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. I think it's a fantastic match. That's why I had to make sure if it was still there at 4, it wasn't going to get to 5.
It's a good match. The only thing, I think I've mentioned it before when we've talked about SummerSlam 98. As a Taker fan, Steven, you can speak to it, how you felt going in. I know you were a little bit younger, but I was under no pretense that The Undertaker was winning the world championship.
Right.
Absolutely not. It was a great match. It was cool that he was in the main event. That iconic poster was amazing, but I was under no pretense that he was beating Stone Cold at his peak. There's just no way. No way.
Especially because he lost the game.
Yeah,
Right.
at this time I wasn't even watching. So, but when I first got a glimpse of Undertaker hanging Stone Cold on his symbol, I thought Undertaker was the biggest thing ever. He can defeat anybody. So if this was my first inkling of Undertaker, I would say, oh, of course, he's taking it. He's winning.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it all depends. It all depends how much of a fan you were going into this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I think what I remember when we covered this on Talking Taker was, I remembered really liking the match, but what stuck in my mind is the build up to it. The build up is still probably my favorite, one of my favorite build ups for any match ever in WWE. So much of it. And then when we rewatched the match, I remember thinking, yeah, it's all right. Like maybe, 3-star match, something like that. But in my head, I remember it being so awesome because I associate so much of it with the build-up, with the poster, with the commercials, with the song, all of it. And ultimately, that's what really matters. I have fond memories of all of the Highway to Hell, SummerSlam 98. If you just watch the match in isolation, I don't think it's amazing, but the whole package of all of it, it's one of my favorite things ever. So, to go along with everything you said, Tommy.
Doesn't Steve get his bell rung halfway through it? I think that's why.
Very early on.
That's why.
You can see
that's
him.
why he does. And I'll never forget because that clip was played so many times of him being like, "Yeah, and at that point, I thought it sucked." It just was not. It was, But I will say, I think also in this match, the crowd just is rabid throughout the whole thing, and I think that
helps
for sure.
All right, so it comes down to me here with the number 5 pick, and I gotta say, all of your matches that you've picked are all on my list, but they weren't all necessarily top of mind for me. So TLC 2000 I thought was a absolute lock for the first round. So I'm not surprised that one went. But you left open a lot of stuff that I still wanted here. And I could get real creative here. I could be real silly, and part of me wants to be. But also, my favorite match of all time is still on the board. And I told myself, if it's still here, I can't let it go.
Nervous, dude.
I can't let it go. So I have to go with SummerSlam 1991 for the Intercontinental Championship, Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. And that's a match I saw from childhood, from my earliest days, that I absolutely loved, absolutely showed me everything wrestling could be. Just it still holds up. It still holds up to this day.
Yeah.
I still think it's perfect storytelling from top to bottom. I told you I was going to have Bret Hart one way or another on my card, and whatever I went with was going to kind of change the pathway of everything I did here. And so I'm glad I got this, even though I would have been happy with any kind of Bret Hart match. But this match is just absolute perfection from top to bottom to me. It's Bret Hart's real coming out party as a singles wrestler too.
Yeah, this match still studied in the PC. I've heard countless wrestlers being interviewed from NXT talk about how in the tape room and stuff, they watch this match all the time. Like Sean will sit there and break it down with them all the time because of just how perfect this match is.
So, pun intended.
Exactly.
I think this is a lot of people's favorite matches. I think Kurt Hawkins just said on the Major Pod recently, this is his favorite match of all time. And this absolutely was on my list too for the undercard. Actually, the match within the match, I mean, Brett and Kurt Hennig had a heck of a bout that night, but the match within the match is Mr. Perfect versus that singlet, right? That was a real match.
For sure. Yeah.
And Mr. Perfect, he's talked about injuries with Finn Balor. He's going into this match with basically a broken back, and he doesn't wrestle for almost 5 or 6 years after this. I'm sorry, he does come back to WWE for a little. He comes back like a year later. I forgot about that, and then he takes a little break before going to WCW. But yeah, he had a pretty big back injury there, and you see him as soon as that sharpshooter hits, he's like tapping immediately to try to get out of there. But an incredible performance once you know what he's got going on behind the scenes as well.
I never thought of that, Alex. This is like his WrestleMania 14 Shawn Michaels moment. It really is. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I got that, and I left the door open. 2 picks for you, Travis. Perhaps I should have gone with something else here, but we'll see what you got.
So I have a lot of Bret Hart's too, and I'm glad this particular one didn't get taken. But what I'm about to pick is gonna make the dominoes fall very differently from what I was expecting. Because as pick number 6, I thought a lot were gonna be taken, but I'm also going to leave a bunch on the table that I wasn't prepared to do. But I must do this. This is one of my favorite matches of all time. It's one of the best Undertaker matches of all time, I think. It has one of the best finishes I've ever seen. It is a finish that should be studied by anybody who wants to get into wrestling. And this is SummerSlam 1997, The Undertaker versus Bret Hart for the WWF title with Shawn Michaels as the guest referee. Steven is covering his face right now.
We'll take an Undertaker match first.
I took an Undertaker and a world title match first. It's crazy. I have so many Undertaker matches I wanted to get, but I could not let this go. If this was left, I had to pick this because it's one of my favorites. And it literally, this ending, I think, is what they call, kids say, cinema now. This is the stuff that bloodline stuff they're doing nowadays, that Triple H very just perfect book ending, like the match. It's like, I just think the ending of this match is absolutely glorious. And they tried to recreate it last year with who was it, McIntyre and Punk and Seth, had homages to the end of this match. So it still stands test time. 28 years later, they're homaging this match. This is this match is beautiful. This would give us the beginning of, the end of this match gives us the fall of 97, which is one of the greatest times to be a wrestling fan. The beginning of DX comes out of this, and this match is so pivotal to 1997 WWF. I cannot overstate how important this match is. So
this was the end of Taker's longest title reign, he finally got a long title reign at that point. He only had a 6-dayer in 1991. So as a teenager, this was the opposite of 98 when I know we had no hope of winning it. This was, we hopefully we'll get past Bret Hart. We can keep this train running. And when that ending broke down the way it did, and it makes perfect sense now, like you mentioned, what we're building to, I was just so 17-year-old me, 16-year-old me, I was just so upset. Like I was at my buddy's house and I needed to drive home after the pay-per-view. I think I mentioned this to you guys before. I needed to get on I-75 south for 2 exits. I was so upset I got on I-75 north for 4 miles before I realized I'm going out of the way because I'm just replaying the pay-per-view in my head. Like, I can't believe we lost the belt. When's he going to get the belt back? Is it going to take another 6 years? Whatever I was thinking at the time. I was just so distraught, but a great match and a great ending overall at the end.
I believe we read one of your tweets on the show, and you said you drove the wrong way up the interstate for 4 miles. And I thought you literally
were on the wrong side, wrong way.
Planes, trains, automobiles. You're going the wrong way.
How's he know where we're going? Yeah.
I'll never forget that show. I was at the beach with my family, and I just remember sitting like afterwards, knowing like, oh, we're gonna go home, we're gonna watch SummerSlam. And I remember sitting there going like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I really want the heels to win. Like, I love the Hart Foundation. It's the first time in my life I was like, I'm really into them. Like, I hope they all win tonight. Like, it was the strangest feeling because as when you're a kid, I'm 10 years old at that point. You always root for the good guys, whoever it is. But Lex Luger was my hero. Here I am now, really rooting for the heels. And when Brett won, it was shocking, especially the way it all unfolded. So great choice.
It's a great match, great storytelling, great in-ring action all around. Of course, that another iconic SummerSlam poster, along with the SummerSlam 98 poster. The SummerSlam 97 poster is great as well. Heart and soul on there. Like Travis says, sets the stage for a lot of things that come afterwards. So that's pretty cool. All right, that concludes the first round. Full of bangers. I don't think anyone can question if any of those are first round draft choices, as opposed to the WrestleMania draft had some questionable first round draft choices there. But Travis, you double up here. You got 2 picks.
And then I won't see you for a while.
And then we won't see you for a while. But interestingly, you knocked out your world title match and your Undertaker match. So you opened up for a 4th wild card match on your card. What are you going to do with the opening pick of the second round?
This is tough. So there's so much left on the table. I'm gonna have to go. I don't want this match to go later. I'm gonna have to borrow a guy who was just in that match we just talked about. HBK versus Triple H, unsanctioned 2002 SummerSlam. Shawn Michaels returns after 4.5 years away. He comes back for one match, one night only. Blows it out of the water, defeats Triple H with a roll-up, and it's a jackknife pin. Incredible match. Alex and I watched this together at your house, right? I mean, yeah, it was incredible. I almost came to tears watching this match live. Right? It was just so good. I had other ones I wanted to pick second, but I could not leave this on the table for you suckers.
It certainly would have been chosen too, Travis. That is that is my first ever live pay-per-view and my favorite ever live match. So I was going, but I wanted to get the world title match with Taker and Austin. So I hoped it would still be there, but it's fantastic. Everything you said is 100% accurate. I remember being there live, and I remember when Shawn hit the ring, one guy stood up and he started Brett is better, and everyone turned around and booed him down so hard. They were like, do not be that guy. He's like, all right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The idea that he's back and you think like, all right, he'll have an okay match. And remember, I read his book. He actually planned to have this be against Vince for his comeback match. And Vince was like, if you could do a street fight against me, why don't you do it against Hunter? It'd be a much better match. And the idea that not only does he do this match, but that the match ends up being this incredible match and just amazing. So, one of my favorites of all time.
On a night full of amazing matches, one of the best SummerSlams of all time, this match with a guy who comes out of retirement 4.5 years later and dang near steals the show. It's crazy. And this would begin his second run, which is arguably better than his first run in the company. So, yeah.
Absolutely. He had a Hall of Fame career before he left.
Yes.
And then he had a whole 8-year Hall of Fame career after he came back, starting with this. I think this was supposed to be a one-off, right? Until maybe it went a little too well, and then he had to stick around with his Dutch boy haircut.
Exactly.
Well, actually, that clip I sent you all is he had such a great match, and Vince goes, oh, now we got to have you do this and this and this. And then he goes, whoa, take her easy. That's So,
all right, so I'll see you guys about 45 minutes.
All right, man. Take care.
Take her easy.
I mean, absolutely incredible match. Really upset that you picked it because that was pretty high on my list. I don't know if it would have been my next pick, but great choice there. Another heroic performance. We talked about people with injuries. No one knew what to expect with Shawn. We all thought he had a broken back, and he did have a broken back, and we didn't know what he could do. And he came out, and we thought, maybe he'll take a bump or two, or throw some punches and kicks. But he's jumping off ladders. He's going through tables. He's doing incredible stuff in that match.
This may be very similar to what we see out of Goldberg on Saturday.
Randy, come on.
Hey, we never know. You never know.
Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
That's right.
I'm not ruling out that he might win that championship one final time.
No,
I don't think anyone's ruling that out.
You didn't just say that.
Don't speak that into existence.
We'll hope not, but
I was the first
Who's
one that
up?
spoke that into existence.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for my second round pick here, I am shocked, honestly, that this is still here. I thought Travis would take it in the first round or the
Probably
second
would
round,
have.
but I guess he blocked it with the match he took in the first round. He couldn't take it second round. Another person who might take this, and this pool is pretty shallow as far as matches. There's some fun ones, but I do want to go ahead and take this one. It's going to be a double up for me.
Yeah.
It's going to be my
Yes.
Undertaker match and my tag team title match because I'm going with The Undertaker and The Big Show, the Unholy Alliance against X-Pac and Kane from SummerSlam 1999.
Top 10 match.
A sentimental. Oh, it's a top 10 for you now.
I've been Taker match. I mean, yeah,
I think it
so
was
good.
top 20 for you. Now it's
moved
top
up,
10.
dude. It's moved up. It's so good. Yeah. Good call, man.
it's a great match.
Congrats.
Alex, that was my next pick, man.
Yeah, this is one that we have. That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
That's why I had to do it.
It's
It's
so
one
good.
we have banged the gong for a few times here. Travis, I thought it was going to be your first round pick, honestly. So I'm surprised it wasn't. But yeah, underrated hidden gem of a match. Everybody just goes full speed, balls to the wall for like 15 minutes.
It's so good.
It's like a takeover
X-Pac,
match.
It is. It feels like that. X-Pac is
Big
so
Show.
over. X-Pac
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
the hottest guy to the crowd that night. Just a very fun match. Sorry, Trey.
This was in Minneapolis, by the way. So
Yes.
never forget. Never
there you
forget.
go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
In Minneapolis, I missed SummerSlam '99. I did not move out to campus for my freshman year until a week after this event, so I just missed going there live.
Bummer.
That is
Just
tough.
missed it.
All right, good call.
Jesse Ventura on the car and a lot of other good stuff. Well, who knows? We may see more SummerSlam '99. There's some exciting stuff on the card there. All right, that's my tag team match and my world title, or excuse me, my Undertaker match off the card. Back over to you, Tommy. You also doubled up in the first round. You got your world title and your Undertaker match there. So you've got 4 wild cards available along with your other categories. What's going to be your second round selection?
So I know a lot of folks always say less is more. I'm not that guy. So for me, I always appreciate 2 world title matches. And so that's the direction I'm going for here because Travis went ahead and took Shawn Michaels and Triple H from SummerSlam 2002. That was my very first pay-per-view. So I'm going to go ahead and take the undisputed title match, Brock versus The Rock.
So
one of my favorite matches. And, I think it goes back to the build. The match itself, rabid crowd, everyone turning on The Rock because he's going to Hollywood. They're so angry at this guy. He could do no right. And on top of that, you just think about the build. Like, you knew Brock was going to SummerSlam to face The Rock for over a month. And that's the same. That's what made the old WWE main events so great. The incredible build between this. And this is the only time, really, that they have a one-on-one match for the title. I think they were trying to bring it back like some 10 years later, and they never got back to it. So I think it even lives at a higher lure for that. But I can tell you that Brock Lesnar was everyone's hero that night. No one wanted to see The Rock beat him, especially because he comes back. And, yes, Austin walks out. But remember, he comes out and says, like, if you don't want to be here, then as the saying goes, get the F out. And it was kind of like, hey, Rock. Well, let's ease up a little on old Steve. Like, you're just throwing the guy under the bus, you goody two-shoe. So I was ready to see him just get pulverized, and he did by the next big thing. And I was a huge Brock fan. Brock, very similar to you, Travis, with Goldberg in the Georgia Dome as a kid. Brock was my guy. I graduated high school in the same building, and my first pay-per-view, I see like a world title change just like meant the world to me, and it's very, very cool.
You graduated high school at the Nassau Coliseum?
I did. My high school was gigantic. And so and I remember coming out and doing the Brock Lesnar
The Brock
thing
Bound.
in my little high school gown.
Of course you did.
My dad told me, Tommy, cut the crap. But I still did it. But it was I had to. And then you think about your first pay-per-view. I'll never forget. The lights are black and the warning sign comes up, and this like overwhelming feeling of like goosebumps and like, oh my gosh, like I'm on a pay-per-view. Like it felt just incredible.
Special.
Yeah, for sure.
Good call.
All the Gophers wanted Brock Lesnar to win for all the reasons Tommy talked about, but also we're Gophers. Never saw Brock on campus, but he was one of ours. And so we definitely want him to win. And I remember the buildup, like Alex has been saying. It reminded me of the Iron Man buildup between like Brett and Sean. They'd show them working out, and Brett's running in the snow, Rocky style. And then for Rock and Brock, like Brock's working out in Miami. He's doing box jumps. You know what I mean? I remember that buildup. Like, man, this is going to be a big deal. And match wasn't, the Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12, but it was good enough. And what we gave us what we wanted, which was Brock winning, and winning fairly convincingly too. So I was pretty happy with that at the time.
Yeah, it was great.
Great pick. I think I was definitely one that a lot of people had targeted there. So great choice to pull that off in a sentimental pick for you. I love it. And Trey, we come back to you now with your second round selection. And I apologize. Not really. For taking your pick there. That's the name of the game, my man. So what do you got here for your second round pick? You went with a world title first round. What do you got here now?
Well, it's round 2, and my card is already in shambles thanks to that last pick. Because that tag team match, even though Kane, I'm a big Kane night, even though Kane and X-Pac lose, that match is just, like
so
you
good.
said, it is.
Right.
They go full throttle the whole time. So that was going to be my next pick. So I'm going to pivot to my to the other one, and I alluded to this last night for my late night study session, and of course I've got to bring out the
That's gotta be
Kane. I gotta bring out the Kane mask. So another tag team match for the tag team titles is actually the WWF and WCW titles, and that is going to be the tag team championships at SummerSlam 2001. Brothers of Destruction versus DDP and Canyon.
Right.
So
you win already because you put Canyon. Who better?
Who better?
Who better than Canyon?
Like I said, I'm going with like some of my favorite wrestlers. Kane, he's an all-time favorite of mine. And Canyon, I love Canyon. I love Canyon when he was Mortis back in WCW. He came out and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's awesome. And then I liked him as Chris Canyon too. And that build up to that match is so crazy because I think we talked about that. I don't know, maybe a month ago or something like that in the text about DDP creeping on Sarah and stuff like that. Why would he be doing that? Because he's got Kimberly. So, but they just go in there and they just wipe the floor with him. And Taker's like, let him go. Canyon goes out of Kane lets Canyon out of the cage, and then it's just beat down city for DDP. And so that's my round 2 pick. So
great pick.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
I preloaded a lot of photos here to show here on the video screen and pull them up here. And so far, you've stumped me on 2.
I know.
2 for
You're
2.
0 for
I
2.
haven't had either of your matches preloaded here. I didn't think anyone would go that deep. But I love it. Balance. Not every match can be a 5-star classic. Sometimes you just need an absolute beatdown for 5 minutes here.
This was the match that I think he talked about at the One Dead Man show in Cleveland, where he asked Vince, like, so what are we doing tonight? And Vince is like, kill them. No, seriously, what are we doing tonight? Kill them. And they did. And I think there's and I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop with this match or the fully loaded 2000 match against Kurt Angle, and he kind of destroyed Kurt Angle too after he won King of the Ring. And I remember thinking, don't pick him up at 2. No, this is going to blow up in our face. But both occasions, it did not end up that way. So I love this match.
Yeah.
And we get a WCW championship on the card.
Yeah,
so kudos, that's right, for pulling that out here. All right,
and
Steven.
a cage match.
And a cage match, our first cage match on the card. All right, Steven, you selected SummerSlam 2000, the TLC match with your first round pick. Got your tag team titles off the board. You've had a lot of time to think here. What's going to be your second round selection?
I did, yeah. Both Tommy and Travis threw a wrench in my Undertaker plans. So, much like my first pick, I'm going with another inaugural match at SummerSlam. The Boiler Room Brawl.
Oh,
Undertaker versus Mankind at
Great
SummerSlam 1996.
Good call.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching the Phenom VHS tape as a kid, and it brings you through the Undertaker Mankind rivalry with the Boiler Room Brawl, and just like the thing has been through this entire show so far, the build up.
Yeah.
And what got Undertaker and Mankind to this point of Undertaker facing Mankind on his terms and his turf in the Boiler Room, and, you know, showing Paul Bearer how he's going to be so worried for the Undertaker, and ends up Paul Bearer is the one that turns on the Undertaker. And it sets up, you know, Undertaker being on his own and Paul Bearer bringing in eventually Kane, and this whole feud with Mankind and the Buried Alive and the rebirth of an new Undertaker character. It all starts from this match. And even though Undertaker doesn't get the win, you know, that famous photo of the WWF magazine of Paul Bearer holding up the urn about to strike him. It's just iconic. So that's why I felt like this was on my very short list of Undertaker matches, and it had to be pulled.
Yep, good call.
Happened in Cleveland.
Great point. Yeah, I'm glad somebody picked it. Had to be picked. It revolutionary. I mean, one of the first cinematic matches, if you will, you know, and really one of the first hardcore matches that we ever saw in the WWF. And really, again, Mankind winning with the turn of Paul Bearer was so shocking. And you said, Stephen, it set so much in motion for years and years to have that turn from Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
I wish I could be in the front row for that match. Not only is it a classic, but I just want to be in the front row when they roll out those AV carts from like
watch it on the tube till
when the substitute teacher's in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget. It was such a shocking turn that when Paul eventually turns around, doesn't give Taker the urn right away, and he looks like he almost like goes like looks and like hugs it, and I remember thinking like something's going wrong. Like, has he got something in his eye? What's wrong with Paul Bearer? Like, you know? And then he turns on it. It's like, no, what are you doing? It's really good stuff.
You never thought you'd see it.
Yeah.
All right, Randy, back to you. You kind of shocked us with a mainstream pick there for the first round. What are you going to do for the second round here? You've got your world title match off the card. What's going to be there for you for round 2 and then round 3 back to back?
We're all I've made it. So just like Shawn Michaels wiping his brow and his coveted European Championship was not going to be defended, I have now made it because the first one was a little mainstream because it had to be. These two are my shallowest pools, so I'm going to go with my shallow pools. They're not sexy picks, but they're my shallow pools. I'm going to get those out of the way. And I am not worried about having to go to the bullpen for the rest of the day. So wiping the brow, and I'm going to start off with my tag team championship match, which is, you're right, one of the shallowest pools, I think. The DDP Canyon cage match was on my list. That's one of the few things that has been picked. And I thought, so that was on there. But instead, I think I'm going to go with the Falls Count Anywhere match for the tag team championship. And this is going to be SummerSlam 1998. So this is the Mankind and Kane as the champions defending against the New Age Outlaws. I was scared of Trey here, but this is them defending their tag belts. But remember, Kane is leaving Mankind for the Brothers of Destruction, so he's not really in this match. So the reason why I took this is it's not a dumpster match. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match, but a dumpster is heavily involved, which harkens back to the dumpster match that I took in the WrestleMania draft.
There you go.
And I think taking a handicap match for the tag belts is very Randy Turco. As a matter of fact, it's something that I would book in my VFed in college because I once had my tag team champions. I think it was maybe Rock and Kane. They faced each other at a WrestleMania, belt for belt. Winner gets both belts and gets to choose a new partner when they feuded. Like, that's a Randy Turco storyline, and I loved this idea of the Outlaws just beat on Mankind for 10 minutes, and Mankind does a yeoman's job, like with the 2-on-1. He's taking baking sheets to the head, double power bomb on the 2 chairs. And if you watch that match back, they play the Outlaws music after that double power bomb, like they think the match is over. But finally, a spiked pile driver does them in. Outlaws win the belts, and then I think the coup de grace for that whole thing is the horror movie finish, which again plays right up my alley, where they throw him in the dumpster to allude back to when they pushed him off the stage on Raw earlier that year, and then Kane pops out of the dumpster, and you can't see Mankind. You just assume he's laying at Kane's feet, and Kane takes that sledgehammer and just hits Mankind in the melon, just squashes his pumpkin and kills him. And so, I mean, that horror movie finish for me in a handicap match for tag belts. That's got to be my tag team title match. So that's why I took SummerSlam 1998.
Great stuff.
You were talking about a champion versus champion tag team. Like, so Great American Bash 98, Big Show, or the Giant versus Sting. They were tag champs, and they wrestled each other, and whoever won got to pick a new champ. And so it would have been a month before this, which is hilarious.
Oh, so wow.
I watched that on Scramble Vision in my house because I was so excited to see who won. Because I remember Sting did a reverse, the Scorpion Death drop off of the middle rope to Big Show or the Giant to pin him that way. So, yeah, and very cool. So
very cool.
I didn't know that I was ripping off WCW all
You weren't. You didn't know. You didn't.
I thought this was a Randy original. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you said it because it popped me because it's one of my favorite, like, fun WCW matches. It's great.
So maybe if I don't end up in the courts as an attorney, I had a future as a booker and in creative, but maybe not the WWE level. Maybe just WCW. Still pretty good.
Now, with your selection, do you also get the pre-match promo from Mankind where he says the New Age Outlaws may have 2 words for you, but I've got 13 words for you.
Yes. Yes.
That's included.
Great stuff.
All right. So back to back, Randy, kick us off with the
round 3.
Round.
The other one is my women's championship match, because that is also a very shallow pool, as you guys were mentioning earlier, and I was not participating in the conversation at the time. So I am going to take the first ever women's title match at SummerSlam, and this is SummerSlam 1994 in Chicago, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Alundra Blaze defending against Bull Nakano, who was brought in by Luna Vachon. And
dang it.
Alundra was, if not Hulk Hogan, she's like the Lex Luger of the women's division, right?
Oh, yeah. And Lex Luger is a good pick, yeah.
Yeah, like she's brought in and she's going to face Bull Nakano, this indestructible Japanese stalwart. And she's got that something about Mary hairdo.
Yes, she does.
And then a couple things I noticed with that match. It's only like a 7-minute, but a couple things I noticed is Nakano had the Orient Express recycled music.
Yeah, like every Japanese wrestler ever.
Yeah.
Fink used the women's weights. So when he announced each of them, he announced their weights at 220 pounds and 140 pounds respectively. So I thought that was cool.
I thought you meant Fink was in the gym.
I thought he was in the pink ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the double buy. Yeah.
Probably was.
I thought it was cool that he announced the weight, and the crowd. I was listening on headphones, but the crowd was like pretty hot for it. To be honest with you, for a women's title match, Luna tries to interfere for Bull Nakano, but it's to no avail. She misses a Hulk Hogan stinky leg drop and gets rolled up. And interesting trivia with this match. It does have a sequel at WCW Hog Wild 1996.
Yes, it does.
And
Wow.
Medusa also won that match. And the cool thing about that sequel is Medusa, I think she had some sort of all-American made motorcycle. Bull Nakano had a Honda, and the winner got to destroy the loser's motorbike.
Ooh,
So Medusa got to destroy the Honda in the
beautiful.
in the sequel. Yeah, so she gets the clean sweep, and that's my women's title match.
So when we do our Hog Wild draft, that's definitely going to be
I'll be there.
on the top of your picks.
Yeah.
Great pick, man. That's definitely absolutely at the top of my pick. Sounds like it was up there for you too, Travis.
Yeah, it was. That was my number one pick, just for fun, for women's.
Yeah, these two, I was
Underrated.
excited about both of them. They're different. They fit what I do, but I mostly wanted to get them out of the way before they had any chance of getting picked.
Sure.
I'm under no pressure the rest of the way. I would be shocked.
I don't know, man. I had both of those listed on,
Did you?
on
Okay.
my
All right.
sheet. So we shall see if anything else comes up for you. Steven, pick number 3 for you. You've got your tag team match and your Undertaker match off the board. I know you're chomping at the bit here.
Well, I think I'm going for my mid-card title.
Okay.
I'm going SummerSlam 1997, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Owen Hart.
Ooh,
For the
nice.
Intercontinental Championship.
Okay.
With the injury.
I like that. That's a
Yep.
good
Owen 316 says, I just broke your neck.
pick. I'll never forget someone. One of the kids I was friends with came in with that shirt, and I just thought, man, that's so cool that they actually have that shirt. Like,
Right?
yeah,
But that just propelled Austin even higher. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Without that
So I-
match, he may not.
I wanted to
become-
get Austin. I wanted to get Austin on the card.
Sure.
And after I lost the Undertaker Austin title match, I thought this was the best Austin match to get him back on the card. It was the height of Austin 316, and then just by getting his neck broken by Owen, just propels him even further. And you eventually get world heavyweight champion Austin. Just 6 months later against Michaels. It just sets everything in motion.
He was motivated, I think, not only by the Intercontinental title and to be a tough guy and finish the job, but there was also that stipulation that if he lost the match, he was going to have to kiss Owen's ass.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Man, I can't, broken neck or not, I gotta keep on keeping on. I can't have that happen."
Yeah. And you wonder if that stipulation doesn't happen, maybe it's even worse for him. Like that was one of these things he probably the only thing he's thinking about is no way I'm kissing his ass, son.
You know it. You know he was. Yeah. But everyone remembers the injury, but there's like a 15, 20-minute match before it that is excellent. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys have
It's a great
chemistry,
match.
and it really is a good match. And when you think about the moment that holds in history, I mean, it's hugely influential, hugely important. I didn't see that one coming, but I think that's a great pick there for the mid-card title. Excellent choice. All right, Trey, you have got your world title and your tag team titles and your Undertaker match all taken care of. Coming back to the Entertain match, the unofficial selection there for your draft board. What do you got here for round 3?
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take this because I really have a feeling that Randy might have this on his list.
Oh God.
And when I watch this match, I laugh because it is one of the most fun matches in SummerSlam history. And that is going to be the Hardcore Championship at SummerSlam 1999 with Al Snow versus Big Boss Man.
Whoa.
It does not even make it into the ring, and they spill out into the streets and into the bar.
Whoa.
Poor Pepper, Al Snow's dog. Big Boss Man takes that dog kennel and just punts it down the hallway.
And let's not forget play-by-play commentary by Road Dogg.
Oh yes. Play-by-play
good
commentary
pull,
by
Steve.
Road Dogg. They
Wow.
spill over into the bar and they go into the bathroom and Al Snow shoves a a urinal cake in Big Boss Man's mouth.
Jeez.
It is so good. It is so fun. It is hilarious. And then after the match, after Al Snow wins, he runs back, and this is in Minneapolis. He runs back and proceeds to beat up the Blue Meanie and Steven Richards in right there in the garage. So yeah, it's just a fun match.
Well, thank you for bringing the Blue Meanie into the SummerSlam draft. I didn't think it was going to happen.
Awesome pick.
Trey has Banyan and the Blue Meanie on his SummerSlam card.
Doing pretty good, right?
Again,
and you're 0 for 3 as far as matches that I had preloaded here for
Again, Al Snow is one of my favorites. I love that guy. He was great. He was funny. He was a good worker. So
we all know Trey loves head.
Yeah.
You probably thought Mankind was just a bully back in the day, making fun of Al Snow.
All the time.
All the time.
As you guys know, I mean Minneapolis. That's a huge pay-per-view. I just missed that, but that as you mentioned, it spills into the bar across the street. I'm contractually obligated to send you guys a photo of that bar, that O'Donovan's Irish Pub. Every single time I go downtown and walk by it, I have to send you guys a picture of it in the group chat. So you definitely love that match.
Yes,
it's a good one.
Well, Tommy, I know you're shook. I know you had that as probably your next pick, is that hardcore title match there. So I don't know what you're going to do if you need an extra second here for your third round selection.
You gotta dig deep here for a backup. And I am going to go with the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart, teaming with Jim the Anvil Neidhart, SummerSlam 1990. The Hart Foundation against Demolition, 2 out of 3 falls. It is my tag team title pick. I love this match. So old school. And it also eventually leads to the debut of the Road Warriors as the Legion of Doom. I don't know if it was debut, but one of their first appearances, they show up to kind of clear house of Demolition. And it's such a cool match, especially Demolition gets that first win. And as a kid, you're thinking, oh, they got the big advantage. But, I mean, as a Smark fan, you know they probably have no chance to win the match if they get that first fall. So it was really cool to see Bret and Anvil kind of get this big run here after, they had been together for a while. And it's very clear Bret is going to be the guy moving forward. But they kind of come back together here and get this win as babyfaces. So I love this match. Really good stuff.
This was on my short list for sure. If I hadn't gone with Undertaker and Kane versus Big Show and X-Pac, or Undertaker and Big Show versus Kane and X-Pac, this is probably what I would have gone with. I mean, incredible tag match, 2 out of 3 falls. One of my favorites from the early SummerSlam days.
Good
I love
stuff.
that you picked this.
Yeah, good stuff.
I was a big Demolition guy, as you guys know. I actually like Demolition better than the Legion of Doom, so I'm that guy. So definitely love this match too. And I think with that, by my calculations, Tot's now joining the tag team title parade. I think Travis is the only one who doesn't have a tag title match.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So Travis, you could, in theory, you could.
Then I'm saving that for last. Thank
you.
You. Oh, I've got a good one though. So unless y'all steal it, no, you can't. You can't take it. Never mind.
No.
Okay. Well, it depends on what version of the tag titles.
That's true.
That's true. That's the trickiest one to track the lineage of there.
Yeah.
But I believe that's actually Crush in that match. It's Smash and Crush, interestingly. So we got a little Brian Adams representation there.
Did you guys hear the rumor around the time they got crushed? Did you guys hear the rumor at school that like Axe died and that's why they got Smash? That was the rumor in Michigan.
Really?
You can't Google it. So that was the rumor. It's like, hey, they got that crushed guy because Axe died. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's died? That's like the urban legend of when Warrior came back and he was off the gas for WrestleMania 8, and everyone thought, "Oh my God, they just recast Warrior as Gary Von Erich."
All right, so it's down to me now, and I am gonna have to go strategically here. I think gotta think about Travis having 2 back-to-back after me. And, I think this could be something he potentially goes with, and if not him, could go to somebody else here. but I wanted to pick something. I've got to have at least one match from one of the SummerSlams that I've been to over the past 3 years here. And Randy, you picked, probably the best one in that Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns street fight. But this is one that definitely surprised me with how good it was and had a great storytelling moment at the end. This person, one of the people in there is not one of my favorite performers, but I thought this match itself was great, and the moment at the end was so good. I'm going with SummerSlam 2023 for my women's championship match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, with the big turn from Dirty Dom at the end, kicking things in motion for the reign of Dirty Dom over the past few years. But man, just a great opener for this card, and a great storytelling with Rhea's shoulder popping out of socket and then coming back in there. And then, like I said, the surprise twist with Dom giving the big lip lock to Liv Morgan at the end. Really,
is that 23 or 24? Which one? What year is that?
24.
Excuse me.
2024, right?
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, Cleveland, right.
Okay. Well, in that case, dadgummit, because I do have that. I was like, they wrestled 2 years in a row?
No, excuse me.
All right. 2024. All right. Dang it.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a shallow pool. I only had 4 matches for my women's, like potential things that I wanted to talk about that were interesting. I had 4 of them, and that was actually on the list. Now, I might be biased because I was also
there. Yeah, you were there.
But same reasons that Alex talked about. I thought it was a great opener. I mean, you lead off with Jelly Roll right into this. I mean, what a great opener. And then, and that was that thing, that turn with Dom one of those things you see coming, but you don't care. You're so glad to see it happen. And then when it happened, you're like, oh yes. And we were all so happy when it did happen. So that was on my list for that reason.
And Liv Morgan is someone, I don't care for Rhea Ripley all that much, but Liv Morgan is someone who's coming to her own. And, I didn't really like her as a performer all that much, but the last couple of years, she has kind of really become an all-star in the women's division, I feel like.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what a void her injury has caused. And people say that according to Dominic, that kiss was, unscripted. He just felt like it was needed for it. Bless his wife. She's, probably the most trustworthy person.
She's a trooper.
Right.
So, yeah, she definitely is. So great stuff. Great way to kick off that show for sure.
All right, Travis, you got back-to-back here, your 3rd and 4th round selections. You've got your world title match and your Undertaker match off the card. What's going to be your number 3 match?
I'm going to go with this is another wild card. So
okay.
I'm staying in a wild card for a minute here. I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, no DQ, 2013. One of my all-time favorites, one of my favorite Punk matches, one of my favorite Brock matches, a dream match, 2 Paul Heyman guys. The storyline was great. The match is fantastic. Punk has said that that's one of his favorite, like his original run. That's one of his favorite matches that he had in his original WWE run. So had to take that before one of you guys did. I absolutely love that match. So yes,
it was next for me.
Okay.
First ever pay-per-view that I'd ever been to with my now wife. I had taken her to the very classy Hall of Fame 2013.
Awesome.
After about 10 minutes, she said, this is fine, but when's the wrestling starting? And I was like, aye. So had to go and take her to this. The furthest I'd ever traveled for a wrestling show. Still is. I mean, across country.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an LA one?
That was the LA. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
13.
Wow.
It was so much fun. Such a great show. And this was next on my list. It's such a great match. And what a run for Punk. Yes, the match with Cena on Raw, then the match with Taker at Mania, and the match with Brock at SummerSlam. Talk about having a chip on your shoulder. He was on one for sure. Really, really great.
He said those are his 3 favorite matches of his original run. So those 3 right there. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's great stuff.
2 UFC legends getting to share a ring.
That's right, baby. That's right, baby.
Of course.
You don't see that very often.
All right. Well, I'm going to dip back.
Wait. I got to mention Punk's sideburns. The Wolverine sideburns here.
Yeah.
I absolutely shaved my sideburns like that for a few months when Punk was doing that.
Yeah. So good. So my turn again. So I'm not feeling too bad about the women's and obviously tag title. So I'm going to go have a little fun again. And I'm going to go. This is not my favorite of these guys' series of matches, but it is incredible. It's AJ Styles, John Cena, 2016 SummerSlam. I am taking
He's
Tommy
walking
off.
Tommy's
Yeah.
leaving.
He's throwing the controller
I
down.
made
He's
him
turning the
walk.
system.
Oh man.
He's rage quitting. Yeah.
Ah,
So
What year is that?
2016.
2016.
So they were at Money in the Bank and then SummerSlam and then January at Royal Rumble, which that one's my favorite of the three because they never leave the ring. And the magic they display without leaving the ring. But this one is just as good. You're not wrong picking any of the three. This one is absolutely incredible. I love both these guys. I love the chemistry they have. I hope we get AJ Styles for Cena before Cena hangs it up at the end of this year. I had to take this match before someone like Tommy did. I knew he was gonna have it.
Oh man, you got me on 3 straight picks. Oh man, that is crazy. But yes, I completely agree. I was there for this one, and that moment where AJ Styles kicks out. I think he's the first one to do it at the time out of the AA off the top.
Super AA, yeah.
The Super AA, and when he does, the place just went crazy. Like people were just like, I mean, I remember us all hugging like he's gonna beat Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll always say, I really think Cena's had just so many great matches too at SummerSlam. Unfortunately, most of them for the title, so I don't think I can use any of them. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with Punk Brock, and if someone takes Punk Brock, I'm gonna go with Cena AJ, and you took them both. Oh man. But yeah, great match, incredible match.
Yeah.
Really
if you haven't watched it in a while, go back and watch it. It is so good.
Yeah.
Because AJ had just debuted at Royal Rumble that year, right? So it's kind of like the new
it was
guy
a year.
coming in against Cena, which I was so tired of Cena at that point. So I was like, yes, AJ, please, somebody beat this guy. Same for when Owens eventually, when Owens had his matches with Cena right away, and he got called up to the main roster, and I was like, please, somebody beat this guy. So that was a good match.
Yeah.
Well, I said on our text thread, like 2010 to 2022 is like a black hole for me. For some reason, all of those cards blend together. I know I've seen them all, but I was going to have a hard time picking matches from that card. So that one kind of slipped my mind. But man, I hope we get to see those guys go at it one more time before.
It's a shame if we don't. An absolute shame if we don't. Anyway, who's up? Alex, you're up?
It's going to be me. So,
Justin Timberlake.
Exactly. And I'm going to go back to that same time period here. And, sometimes they say you shouldn't beat a dead horse, but I'm just going to keep hammering it to Tommy here. And I think I'm going to pick something else that he may have on his list.
Oh no!
Because I want another really, I want a really fun undercard match on my show, and I want something that is I'm going to go with another mid-card title, but it's not the Intercontinental title. It's going to be the Hardcore title.
Oh my God. This is SummerSlam 2000 run here. I'm taking off my picks. Unbelievable.
Shane McMahon and Steve Blackman.
So top notch.
Tommy's favorite worker of all time, Shane McMahon, and just one of the iconic SummerSlam moments with Steve Blackman using that kendo stick to whack Shane McMahon off the stage, dude.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. I didn't watch it live, but I mean, when I had to get that tape, and probably more than the TLC match, this was the match I wanted to see in the moment I wanted to see. It was unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Incredible.
Does Shane ever?
That's at the same show as TLC.
It's crazy.
Show. Yeah.
Shane always delivers, whether it's King of the Ring 01 or whether it's this pay-per-view. I mean, something crazy is going to happen. And that shot right there, I mean, he falls off the scaffolding, the Titantron. I mean, that is crazy. And back first, too. He does a Rikishi bump. That's nuts,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. He over-rotated or something. Like, what a spot.
I couldn't believe what I was watching, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way this is going to happen. And then bam. I was like, oh, my goodness. It's like slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
And really, I mean, it's set up. It kind of put Shane in a corner for the next 20 years. He's always having to try to figure out a way to top that.
Yep.
And try to raise the bar and try to do it. But really, I think this is still my number one Shane bump. I mean, number one Shane moment. Maybe King of the Ring 2001, but I mean, this one, I don't know, man. It's pretty iconic.
He debuts in '98 as the Heat announcer, and
Mhm.
in like 2 years, he's doing this. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's crazy.
Nobody saw that coming.
Right.
His never-ending attempt for his father's acceptance just had him
Right.
that no one else would do on the roster to hopefully get that attaboy from dear old dad. You know, he like came back limping. Oh man, everything taken out of him, and Vince kind of just went, "Oh God."
Yeah.
No sold him every time.
He probably
Tommy's-
hugged Steve Blackman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What a
Yeah.
job, buddy.
Good job, pal. Yeah. Way to lay it in the Shane. Yeah.
Tommy smiling through the pain over there.
We have
I got
ruined
one
his
left.
card.
I got one left. I got to go with it. SummerSlam 1999, Lover or Leaver, Shane McMahon versus Test, two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I was going to go with Shane and Steve Blackman, but this works out great.
Just
because,
good.
Now I'm able to utilize Test on the card as well, and great story here
That's right.
with the posse trying
It's all
to
yours.
get it. No, I don't know if anyone else is kicking down the door for it, but being really stoked for it going into. And you had this moment where the posse try to get involved, and Patterson and Briscoe show up to get them, take them out, lay them out. And, in my mind, Shane goes, does the big elbow through the table. And in my mind, at this moment, I just remember thinking, like, there is no doubt in my mind Test is going to be one of the biggest things in WWE. Like, he just felt like such a big deal. Stephanie then comes out and gets the big hug with Test. He could find JR is all they could finally be together. True love wins. He's all like pumped up. They just an awesome moment. And from this, Shane accepts Test, and the two of them remain boys throughout the rest of Test's run. Like when he has the match with Big Show, Test comes to help him out.
That's fun storytelling right there.
Yeah, really cool storytelling. I love this match. And I was glad I got Shane on the card here. Now I got to figure out the heck I'm going to do for this mid card because I didn't think anyone else was thinking about that match.
SummerSlam '99 in each of the last 3 rounds.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
Who knew?
And people think it's like a lot. People think it's not a great SummerSlam either, but I'm pretty underrated. Clearly,
Certainly nostalgic for us here.
Yeah.
All right, Trey. You had the SummerSlam '99 Hardcore title match. What are you going to bring to us for round 4?
I'm looking at my list here, and
He's struggling.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Randy. I really feel like I'm okay the rest of the way.
Okay.
Maybe. Let's see. I'm going to just do a regular wild card match, and I'm going SummerSlam '98. The Lions Den match.
Oh, nice.
With
Great
Owen Hart and Ken Shamrock with Dan Severn in Owen Hart's corner. Yeah.
Very cool. That's a great
Good call.
It was like that Lions Den. It kind of looked like they changed it up from the UFC ring where it had that almost like a cone shape.
Yeah.
They really had to improvise. There you go.
Finally,
You got me.
finally got you.
They really had to impose with that.
I can't see this
and
stuff.
They did a really good job with it. It was in the theater, Madison Square Garden, and that crowd was crazy for it. So,
Have you been to the theater, Tommy?
I actually was just there, and I actually did I'll send you guys. Took some photos. It looks exactly the same. And I was there to see the iconic Paw Patrol recently.
Yeah, buddy.
Where who were playing over there, and I will say it was a money grab central. It was like, you got to get the popcorn bucket, you got to get the little bubbler, then you got to get the little wand. It was out of control, but it was a lot of fun. So, and I was totally nostalgic for it, thinking of this very match, thinking of Macho Man running in at WrestleMania 10 to greet the crowd after his match against Crushed.
That's right.
So yeah, it was very cool. My first time there, it was awesome.
Who would have thought the Lions Den match and Paw Patrol would be in the same place?
Right.
Very, very true.
What a time to be alive.
Exactly. Who'd have thought we'd say Paw Patrol in this episode?
I know.
Seriously.
And
I'm a
will
big
say
fan of that match. That's a great match.
I'm a big fan of Paw Patrol.
Yeah, Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol, the characters were not the furry characters. They were just legit, like, people in costume holding up the Paw Patrol. And it actually saved me. It was, first off, brutal. That part I hated.
Yeah.
But at least my daughter wasn't petrified of the whole show, which was like going in. She was like, "Oh, that's clearly just people, Dad." I'm like,
I saw both movies in theater. I'll just take my kids to see it. Paw Patrol's.
Oh, I thought you just meant by yourself.
No, midnight release. No, took the kids.
it's a fun series for sure.
It is.
Randy, I thought that one could have been on your list. Was
Yeah,
that
me too.
That's such a unique match. Was that on your short list?
What, Paw Patrol?
Yeah.
No, it was not on my list. I did see that when I was doing my research, mulled it over, but I found some better stuff. Stay tuned. Yeah.
All right, Stephen, back to you with your fourth round selection here. You've got your IC title, your Undertaker, your tag team title. Those are off the board for you. What do you got for round 4?
Going for a wild card this round. Ooh. And knowing me, I got to get the McMahons on my match card.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going with DX versus the McMahons at SummerSlam 2006.
Dang.
Again, that awesome build-up.
Did not see that coming.
Of Triple H and Shawn Michaels, wrecking Vince's jet, his limo, his building, dressing up as them. It's just one of the best things of that Triple H and Shawn Michaels did as their second run in DX. So I just have fond memories of them just causing chaos to Vince and Shane, and them just getting the win over Vince and Shane at SummerSlam, and that's just great stuff.
This is sports entertainment.
It is.
Yeah, it's straight
Absolutely.
Up. It's not a 5-star banger. It's straight up sports entertainment, and that's great. That's what it's about, man. It's fun. It's entertaining. The build-up is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb, like childish antics, and it's hilarious, dude. Yeah,
absolutely.
Good call.
I always remember the back of his limo getting pulled out, and it's like staking the neck.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's not. I don't revisit that stuff. But I tell you what, man, watching it live
at the time, dude, you and I were,
Oh, dude, when DX first got back together, watching it at your apartment, Travis, is one of the biggest pops I've ever had as a fan. Like,
we could not believe it, dude. Yeah,
it's happening. Man. And of course, Spirit Squad, are they a part of this match? Or is this post Spirit Squad? I feel like they're in this match. They have to be.
They're probably around.
Yeah.
They may have been shipped off to Tanzania or whatever at the time.
I don't know if they were quite.
unless this may have been right after they had the shit thrown on them, so I don't know.
Could have been.
Who could forget?
Who can forget?
Is this the Vince Loves Rooster era of DX?
Yes. It's great stuff.
Great stuff, pal. And Shane or Triple H and Shawn dressing up as Vince and Shane was pretty great.
Doing the airport.
Close it. Let's close out the fourth round with your final selection here.
Final selection of the fourth round. I'm going to go Undertaker on this, and I am going to go SummerSlam 1993 Rest in Peace match.
Right.
Oh my God.
Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez. I just thought the whole story, as I was doing my research, the whole story was just too hilarious to pass up. So, as we know, on the King's Court, Harvey Whippleman decrees that Undertaker defeated Kamala so bad at Survivor Series 1992 that he's taken up professional bowling.
As
And
we all know.
So he takes
We
up
all remember that classic promo.
takes up professional bowling, and then of course he brings in Giant Gonzalez to attack him at the Rumble. They have whatever that match was at WrestleMania 9, and then Taker ends up challenging Gonzalez to a rematch here in Auburn Hills, Michigan, because he and Paul Bearer have lost the urn to Mr. Hughes and Harvey Whippleman. Mr. Hughes, who doesn't even make it to SummerSlam, P.S. And so this is a lot like the Duchess of Queensberry match in 2001 for Backlash. We don't know what the heck it is. Nobody tells us what it is. So they do ask Undertaker for one of. I love Steven's reaction.
Yeah.
When they ask him, Undertaker, what's a rest in peace match? He says he's going to reach into Giant Gonzalez's body and pull out all his vital organs while simultaneously taking his soul to hell. So that's all we have to go off of as we go to Auburn Hills. But
It's like Mortal Kombat.
Right. The Fink lets us know as he's announcing the match that this isn't just no count out, no DQ. Nothing about Mortal Kombat fatalities. And so this ends up being the same thing as the WrestleMania 9 match. A lot of chokeholds, back slaps or punches to the back. There's a lot of rest holds and chair shots. The only thing that I would say is different is Giant Gonzalez's singlet. So it's almost darker, like he got a tan. So it's
summertime.
Like the only point of emphasis they had for Giant Gonzalez over the last 5 months was get a tan. And that's what he did with this with the singlet.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer returns with the wreath. He steals back the urn and clotheslines Harvey Whippleman. Taker turns into Popeye on spinach, and he wins it all. What a match. What a story. That's my Undertaker match. Kamala is professional bowling.
Better
somewhere.
take that off my list here.
Did I fall asleep? Is this still happening?
I was looking at all of Taker's bangers, and I'm like, when I was reading this story, I'm like, what? Like the singlet's darker and Kamala's bowling. I'm like, I can't pass that up. We've got to go with that.
Are you proud of yourself? Are you happy with yourself?
I am. Like I said, I'm not worried. I am not worried the rest of the way.
Well, with that incredible selection, The Undertaker is off the board for the rest of the evening, leaving, The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar.
Right.
The Undertaker versus Edge, Hell in a Cell.
That was hard to pass up. That's one of my favorite
was.
Taker matches. And the storyline culmination is beautiful in that
Same.
match.
Taker versus Taker. Honestly, I really did think
I'm
someone
shocked.
was going to grab it.
I would have preferred you pick that one, Randy.
Give us your fifth round. Start the fifth
No.
round.
Yeah, halfway through, I don't know how we could possibly recover. You've killed the mood here.
My battery's not going to recover.
So to open up the fifth round, I'm going to go wild card for the first time. Wild card by category. I've been doing wild card forever. But we're going to go with the SummerSlam 1991 jailhouse match or jailbird match.
Yes, boy.
Where the big boss man and the Mountie face off. And you might think two men of the law would get along, but they wagered a night in the New York City jail in this one. And Mountie tried using a cattle prod. Boss man thwarts that with an uppercut. Boss man slam, Alabama slam. And then he wins the match. The match is whatever, but we all know it's the segments that are sprinkled in the rest of the night as they handcuff the Mountie, they haul him in the paddy wagon. There he is. And they take him to jail. And the coup de grace, this whole thing, is they're trying to fingerprint him, and he gives them the finger. And then they throw him in jail with a leather-clad biker who asks him if he likes how leather feels on his skin. So there's a little bit of 1991.
Is it Heidenreich?
And you know what? Credit to Jacques Rougeau for laying into this because he made these segments hilarious. Like he wouldn't show his face for the mugshot, and then they said boss man's here, and then so Rougeau was like, where is he? And then they got the mugshot on. Like just classic comedy. I love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
The
so
freaking Mountie.
This was absolutely on my list. Yeah, freaking Mountie.
The effing Mountie.
I feel like the show ends with one of these segments.
I think it might. Yeah.
Of like you go back one last time for the Mountie.
Yeah.
Before that. Yeah. This is a lot of fun. This is a great show.
All right, Steven, what's your 5th round selection here?
Oh, how can I come back from these two?
I don't know how you can.
I don't know. I should just give it up. I think I'm going for my world title match.
All right.
SummerSlam 2001. The Rock versus Booker T.
Yes,
Oh,
boy.
WCW.
that is not what I thought you were going to say from that card.
Right.
The Rock
I had
bottom
to get
versus the bookend.
And that spin-a-rooney, and then Rock pops up to give him the Rock bottom. I had to get Rock on my card, and by using all the other superstars beforehand that he was in great matches with, like Triple H and Angle at 2000, and Triple H at 98 in the ladder match. I already used
yeah.
It
Triple
was
H.
hard to pass that up. Yeah.
So I went with Rock here against Booker, which is a great match.
Great match.
One of the combinations of the Invasion storyline. Rock comes back. Rock gets the title for WWF. And then that leads to the Team WWF at the Survivor Series. So I had to go with this one.
Are we not going to mention Little Booker T?
No,
in the build-up?
I'm not you, Randy. I'm
That's
not
your
gonna
job. We'll leave that up to you.
That was the closest thing I thought. I mean, we didn't get a lot of like the marquee matches in the Invasion because people had Turner contracts and they were sitting at home. And I mean, we
well,
got
that
Rock
begs the
and
question. That begs the question. Why didn't you do Undertaker JBL so you could do Mini Undertaker?
I should have, right? Well,
I got Mini Undertaker right here.
But yeah, this was a close one. We all knew Rock was going to win, I think, but Rock versus his counterpart in WCW, Booker T, like that made sense to me.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
As a huge WCW mark, it was really cool to see Booker get that rocket put on him to go against The Rock. The trust they had in him. I mean, he debuted against Austin. And then
that was the main event that night.
Yeah, and then goes against it's awesome. So good kudos to you.
Cool pick. And our second WCW championship.
That's right.
It into the draft. You gotta love that.
That's pretty cool. And I will say, if you ever want to see Aura, the definition of Aura is Booker T's entrance coming out to the down, and Shane O'Mac is with him. I'm like, man, these guys are as cool as they come. I was hoping amongst hope that Book was going to get the win. You knew Rock was going to get it, but it was still fun. That's a really good shout out. It's a good match.
All right, Trey, round 5 selection into the second half of the draft here.
All right, I'm going mid-card title, and this is a fatal 4-way for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
SummerSlam 2003.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, Tajiri, Rhino, and Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I forgot how good like Tajiri was. I knew I liked him like back in the day, but I rewatched this match not too long ago, and Tajiri is just really good. And then Rhino, who doesn't like Rhino?
I love
Rhino.
Right? One of my favorites.
And then Eddie Guerrero steals the win at the end, and it's just a great match.
Yeah, I had this on my list for sure. I remember watching this one live and thinking it was a classic. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Rhino making his first appearance in the draft. Yep. Surprised that wasn't your pick, Travis. And Tajiri coming in there. Oh. Could be still to come. All right. Interesting. All right. Great selection, Trey. I love that. A lot of variety there on your card. I think our first match from SummerSlam 03 to make the card here. Tommy, what are you bringing to the table for round number 5?
Well, if I could be serious for a minute, I'm going to go with the United States Championship match, the opening contest, SummerSlam 2001. This one is a hidden gem. It is so great. It was going to be on my list even with Shane and Steve Blackman. I think the world of it. It is, of course, Lance Storm against Edge. I believe it's for the United States Championship.
I think it's the IC title.
The IC title? IC title. There you go. And it's so good. This is such great stuff. And it really looked like the two of them probably were boys, and they probably were like, we're going to go out there with a chip on our shoulder and try to prove ourselves. And so I love this match. This is a lot of fun for sure.
Mm-hmm. Great pick.
I'm a huge fan of that one. Whenever people talk about underrated SummerSlam matches. That's
it.
one of them that always comes up for me. I didn't expect it to be. I remember watching that DVD and not expecting that match to be as good as it was. But man, I think certainly Lance Storm's most memorable match in WWF history.
Oh, definitely.
If you don't want to be last, you want to be first, and you want to be opening it up. I know curtain jerking used to be an insult, but I think now if you're not first, or if you're not last, you want to be first and
Exactly.
open it up. And that was a perfect slot for that match.
Definitely.
And you didn't necessarily think of Edge as like a singles guy up at that point. He had his times.
He had just broken out.
Moments. Yeah,
right?
So that was a match that really put him on the map as well, seeing what he could do. Great pick, man. I love it. That was on my list for sure. All right, my 5th round selection here. Man, Boss Man and Mountie was close for me. But I am going to go, before it gets taken here, I'm going to pick something else from SummerSlam 2002. And this will probably be the opening match on my card because it is just a fantastic opener. It's making sure, I don't have these guys on the card yet. I'm going with Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio.
Good call.
From that night. Rey Mysterio had just debuted. I think this would be his first.
This is his debut match.
Pay-per-view match, in WWE.
Match, yeah.
So puts him on the map. What better opponent than Kurt Angle for him to go against here? And really kicked off an all-timer of a show with a banger of a match.
Absolutely.
Great.
I knew
another opener.
someone was going to take this match. I had it on my list too, so it's a good one.
Yeah.
You were there for it, right, Tommy?
I was there for it. It was the first match, and I just remember they came out, and I had known of Rey. Didn't watch too much WCW, but I was like, this could be very good. And then they get like 10 minutes and just go 110 miles an hour for those 10 minutes. And the incredible moment where he leaps over the official to get to Kurt on the outside. And I know a lot of people were like upset how Rey should have got the win. Absolutely. I think it was totally fine that Kurt got the win. Like Kurt was one of the biggest wrestlers in WWE at the time. He'd beaten beaten Hulk Hogan. He'd beaten a lot of different people. So I had no problem at all with him coming out and beating Rey in Rey's first match, but Rey looking great in the process. Awesome. Really good stuff.
All right, Travis, close us out in the 5th round.
I'm going to get my last wild card match out of the way, and I'm going to bring 2 guys that were my absolute favorites back then, 2 guys I still love today, even though they're not the same. One of them's already been mentioned. It's Rhino versus Y2J from SummerSlam 2001.
Really?
I love these 2 guys. I love this match. It is not an all-time classic, but it is to me. I absolutely love. I had to get these guys on the card if they weren't taking it. I honestly thought Alex was going to steal it just to be a punk. So
didn't have that one on my radar.
Glad you did not. But I'm done with my extras, which kind of stinks because that was my favorite thing to do. Okay, so go back and watch that one. Again,
Are we not gonna mention who was involved with that match?
Who? Stephanie.
We're not gonna mention Stephanie at all. We're just gonna.
She's totally involved. Yeah,
and that had a good build up, right? Wasn't there a gore through the SmackDown screen that?
Yes,
that was amazing.
Yeah.
It was in the intro for SmackDown forever. Yep. It was like they'd always go gore through the entrance.
Gore through the entrance. Awesome. That's how we got the
that
fist,
brought us
right?
the fist.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're welcome.
That was awesome.
Was that Planet of the Apes build up as well with Stephanie McMahon?
Oh Lord, that may have been earlier in the summer.
Okay,
I think.
Too, though,
so dumb. So that rounds out my fun. I had an extra one because I doubled up on Taker and the world title, so I had 4 wild card matches. So I'm done with those.
So you still got your women's tag title and mid card title. You got to close us out with.
All right, I'm gonna go. Lord have mercy. Tag team titles. I'm gonna have a little fun here.
Let's have some fun.
Go with. Shoot, I hope these guys aren't on the card already. Oh yeah, this is from 2002. It is Book Dust versus the Americans.
Great match.
Yeah, you got to get a little variety. I've got 4 matches that are just cinema, and I got to get a little fun here. So yeah. So the Un-Americans versus Book Dust. Was it who was it? Was it Christian and Test or Christian and Lance Storm? I think it's Lance Storm. Yeah. Yeah.
Lance Storm, 2 out of the last 3 picks here. Look at that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
What a run.
Because Test was the one getting the push. He was in there with Taker.
Yep. And got to get Book Dust on there, man. They're just so good together. So, yeah.
Our first Gold Dust appearance of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, that's my
I'd forgotten about this one, but you're going through some stuff today looking for pictures. I didn't get a picture of this one, but yeah, I'd forgotten about this one. So, and then I saw it. I was like, ooh, I bet someone does pick that.
Yeah, it's fun.
There was such a great combo.
All the backstage stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know what it is too. You have on this show, the 3 matches that we picked prior. You also have, Flair and Jericho, Eddie and Edge, Benoit and RVD. This match almost gets forgotten about, but I'll tell you that when Booker and Goldust win the tag titles, and Goldust leaps into Booker's arms, so excited, people go nuts for it. It was a really cool moment. It's one of the ones that's
good
as well.
It is.
Absolutely. All right. I've got I've still got a world title match to get to, but I think I'm the last one for that one, so I may hold off on that. And I've got okay. I want to pick you know what? I'll just go with something else from one of the SummerSlams I went to here, in a match that blew me away. Watching it live, I had zero expectations going into it, and it made me a massive fan of this guy. He's kind of become Mr. SummerSlam over the past few years. I'm talking about Logan Paul against The Miz from SummerSlam 2022. A very fun undercard match, and a
babyface Logan Paul.
He pretty much was. Yeah, you're right. Miz was heel.
Yep.
And I had our boy Trey on the outside in the Miz's corner.
That's right.
Along with Maurice. And man, when Logan hits the big frog splash off to the table on Miz, I was blown away. And yeah, I from that moment on, I thought this Logan Paul guy is for real.
Right.
Yeah. He I didn't realize that. So Tommaso Ciampa was in Miz's corner?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Right.
I never remembered that.
He got called up to Raw and was like Miz's lackey. It was really weird.
Very
short-lived. Yeah.
Unreal.
He had neon green pants and stuff. He was going through a neon phase. It was really weird.
Wow, that is really weird.
Yeah, the Miz has been a great mentor to a lot of characters, but that one didn't quite stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were pumped up by Miz for this match, dude. Once he hit that frog.
Yeah, sure. Well, I will say you're 100% right though. You think about it, he had the Ricochet match that kicked off 23, and then he flew out to corner Jake Paul the same night, and then he had last year against LA Knight.
LA Knight, another good one.
He's had a good SummerSlam, underrated SummerSlam record there. He's had good matches.
You hate to admit it, but the kid's good.
He is good.
And
he was so hated last year. Remember, it was right out. He'd said something that pissed people off. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is it. There's no way to bring him back." And he's back the next week.
They still
yeah.
All right, Tommy, your round 6 selection here. Getting down to the nitty gritty.
We are, and for me, I'm going to go ahead and spell this one out: Fabulous. I'm going SummerSlam 2018 triple threat match. Carmella defending the women's championship. I think it was the Raw Women's Championship, maybe SmackDown, against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. The match is what it is, and I will say Carmella works super hard, and I do think that she is actually pretty underrated. She's also second generation. Her father was a wrestler, so she gets some love in my for me. I always respect the folks that actually come up watching the business and respecting the business. So she tries really hard. Match itself is what it is, but I was there for this, and the build for it was really well done in that you had like Becky finally getting her chance, and then right beforehand, Charlotte just kind of gets in the match, and there's a little dissension between the two of them.
Classic Charlotte.
Of course, leads to Becky Lynch turning on Charlotte, turning heel, but the crowd just erupts.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad mentioning this because I did read an article that Charlotte put out today, and I think she really does take those boos pretty personal. It's actually kind of tough, but at the time, Becky Laser puts her through a table, and the crowd is screaming, "You deserve it!" They're all over her. And it's amazing that WWE refused to just go in that direction, and instead still tried their best to make Becky the heel until finally realizing she's the biggest thing we got. We got to just embrace this thing and move forward. So I love this match, and I had to throw something on. This is probably a live bias for me. Really cool moment there with the turn.
Yeah, I got no memory of this one. I didn't think Carmella was going to make it to the draft board tonight. But
Spell it out fabulous.
case
Everyone was like, huh? Who did he misspell Flash Punk? I don't know what he's doing. But yeah.
But she was. You make a great point. She put in a lot of effort into everything she did, and maybe it wasn't always, the strongest matches of all time. But she was always trying out there.
First ever Miss Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
right. We'll always have that.
Never take that away from her.
Yep.
Got James Ellsworth over.
They did. Yeah, she got him over. She got the dance break stuff really over. Like when her and Truth would hit that in the middle of the match. Like solid run for Carmella. And again, I think Becky Lynch really coming into her own here at this show for sure. And it's really cool.
All right, Trey, you've got you still got a women's match on the board and then a couple of wild card matches. So what's it going to be for round 6?
And all-time favorite.
Sound like
Chris
Kane.
Jericho.
Does sound a little bit like Kane with the voice box.
It's crazy.
I had to switch up. My ones were dying. I'm going through techniques. It's insane.
It's like drunk Kane.
This is a bit, right? This is a gimmick.
It's great. No, keep it up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna know what was going on. I don't know what's up with those AirPods. Anyway, Chris Jericho. Does it still sound weird?
A little bit.
Anyway, SummerSlam versus Dolph Ziggler with my next pick.
Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, SummerSlam,
Okay.
2012.
Yes.
Good match.
Is my voice really that bad?
I feel like when you talk through it, it gets better.
We can hear our echoes too.
All right, so I don't know what happened. All right, Trey may leave and try to come back in here, but he picked Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler from SummerSlam 2012. A good match from that era, from one of Jericho's many comebacks. But I remember that one being a particularly fun match for that time period.
For sure, absolutely.
Were you there at that one, Tommy?
I was not at 2012. No, the only LA one I made it to was 2013, and I thought that one was. I thought I'd never make it to an LA SummerSlam. Like that was totally. We were trying to do a trip to Los Angeles just on our own, like a first type of couples trip, and I was like, "Hey, what if we went this weekend here?" And she was like, it doesn't matter what weekend." And I'm like, "Definitely this weekend here," because then we were able to make it a SummerSlam trip as well. And she was loving Total Divas too at that point. She was obsessed with it, so it kind of worked out for sure.
Any better?
That's so much better.
Better.
All right.
You almost cured my Bell's palsy there. I was laughing so hard.
Anyway, so SummerSlam
pick.
2012, Chris Jericho versus Dolph Ziggler with Vicky Guerrero in Dolph Ziggler's corner.
Yes.
And it's just I don't know. It's just a non-title match. It's just a good match between those two guys. And you got Vicky Guerrero on the ring apron screaming her guts out like she usually does, and it's just a very enjoyable match. I liked it a lot.
Good
It
call.
might be Dolph Ziggler's second best SummerSlam moment, coming in a close second to when he dressed as Colonel Sanders for that KFC ad in 2016.
Thought you meant him and Goldberg.
Are you spoiling a future pick?
Still got a couple
Goldberg
rounds to
too.
go.
Jeez. Yeah.
All right, Steven, your 6th round selection here. Get us back on track.
I can't wait till Trey hears his Kane voice back.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. I'm like, you all were looking at me like, is he okay?
It's drunk Uncle Kane. It's so good.
All right.
All right, sorry, go ahead. Where are you? We can't hear you.
Now Steven's far away.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like you're on top of
Yeah,
me.
are you on mute?
Yeah.
I can hear faint.
You may
He's
have
going off
to
the
log
rails.
out, come back in.
Are you plugged all the
Oh.
way in? Are you hardwired?
I created all sorts of problems.
Since smoke signals.
Try to talk.
How's that? Better?
Huh? Yeah,
Better.
there you
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
are.
You're good now. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Round 6.
Round 6. Let's go with my women's title match. Get that out of the way.
Here we go.
Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch, SummerSlam
Wow.
2022.
Okay.
Shoot.
Great match. Incredible.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Following up from Becky Lynch's squash
We were there.
of Bianca Belair the year prior,
Mm-hmm.
they put on a match that people really like. It's always like in like the top 5 women's title matches. So
The crowd was hot for it. We
I
were
was
there.
struggling to find a women's title match. And I was like, oh well, I'll go with this one.
No,
I
it's
It was
like
good.
good.
this
I remember
one
watching
It's a
this.
good one.
I remember
It's
watching
also
this
the,
live, so it was a good one.
Yeah. And it's also the birth of Damage Control. After
was.
the match.
True.
Yes.
That's right.
And
That's right.
and Bianca didn't know. So when Dakota Kai's music hit, and she didn't even know she was back in the company, she literally marks out, which is a really cool thing to see for sure.
Yeah.
I remember texting Alex about this. He was at the show, and I texted him like, "Wow, what a start to the Triple H era! A match for the ages." And he wrote back, "Oh yeah, cool man. I'm glad you enjoyed."
It was good.
It was all right, I guess. But did you see Logan Paul? I think that's.
Yes.
I was like, I guess I
Really
won this
putting
for
my
a lot.
pick over. Yeah.
I loved it. It was between that and the triple threat in 2018 for me.
Yeah. And well, there's I think somebody else still has a women's match, so I won't totally say another good one. But yeah, great pick. Yeah, it is a very good match, and obviously the return of Damage Control, or the debut of Damage Control, and the return of Dakota Kai and Io Sky there at the end, has turned out to be a pretty iconic moment. So I like the pick a lot. All right, Randy, hit us up. 6 and 7, back to back.
Started off with my main event, probably going on last, and I think we're going to go with my opening match right now. Every good pay-per-view, every good SummerSlam needs a free-for-all. So I'm going to go with SummerSlam 1996, the free-for-all match between King of the Ring Stone Cold Steve Austin and Yokozuna. So if you remember, they faced each other in the buy-in match, trying to get people on cable to buy SummerSlam 1996. And Yokozuna, pretty much, it's a $1.52. It's a quick match, but Yokozuna dominates a lot of it. But he ends up going for the bonsai drop. The turnbuckle comes loose. Yoko falls back, and Steve Austin gets the roll-up pin. And big upset in this match between the past and the future going at it. It was $152 in length. There were, during that minute 52, there were 2 plugs for the Bikini Beach Blast Off.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I thought you were going.
There was 1 actual plug for the pay-per-view itself. So they used the free-for-all to plug the Bikini Beach Blast Off more than the actual pay-per-view.
Wow.
There were 12 mentions or jokes of Yokozuna's weight, including what he had for lunch and how bad taking a leg drop from him must look. Not feel, look. So I'm going to go, and this is King of the Ring Stone Cold. This is his next pay-per-view or big pay-per-view after winning King of the Ring 96. So I'm going to go with Stone Cold and Yokozuna in the free-for-all.
So he rolls him up here, and he rolls up Owen next year. How about that?
That turkey roll-up. That's
Mr. Roll-up.
Yeah.
And the ring breaks, right? Isn't Yoko's weight too big or something like that?
Right. That's the gimmick there is he's going for the bonsai drop.
Yeah.
It
Very
breaks,
memorable.
and he
Yes.
falls back. So,
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. On brand.
Are we all okay with allowing a free-for-all match here on the card? It's not technically a SummerSlam match. Are we all good with this?
I'm okay. It's Randy.
I think I'm okay. And I'm assuming it's going to be on the WWE Vault here real soon for rare SummerSlam matches for sure.
Right.
Like a young Mills Lane, I'll allow it.
there you go.
I can't beat that.
Speaking of 96, yeah.
All right, Randy, bending the rules a little bit, but we'll allow it for you here. Kick us off for round 7.
Penultimate selection. I'm going to go. I'm going to move this selection up 1. This is going to be Mr. Irrelevant, but I'm going to move my favorite pick for last because I think I'm okay. So we'll save the best for last. But singles match here. There's no real feud going into this. This is from SummerSlam 1994, also in Chicago, and this is Jeff Jarrett versus Mabel.
Mother of God.
Jeff Jarrett and Mabel.
I love that you mentioned the match and then went, huh?
Classic match. Jeff. The reason why I picked this is Jeff Jarrett is
this Google AI?
Right.
Did that match really happen?
Google AI told me that the Bret Hart Kiss My Foot match with Lawler was at SummerSlam, and it lied. It lied. I was really pumped for that. It was at King of the Ring. But Jeff Jarrett was, of course, the aspiring country singer.
Yes.
Mabel is the rapper. This is country versus rap. This is 4 years before rap is crap, by the way. 5 years before rap is crap.
5.
And highlights include, but are not limited to, Oscar rapping Mabel to the ring. Mabel imitating Jeff Jarrett's strut on 2 occasions. And Abe Knuckleball Schwartz picketing in the stands for baseball because baseball was on strike at the time.
Perfect.
No.
For that reason right there, it deserves to be here.
Amazing.
When you said Oscar, I thought you were pretending to be from down under and saying Asuka's name.
No, Oscar. I'm not sure where Mo is at this point in time. I didn't do enough research
Jail.
for that, but Oscar was there, yes.
I mean, I was trying to come up with matches you could possibly have, and this didn't even cross my mind.
Country
I love
and rap. Oil and water.
Well, Steven, I know that really messes up your plans here.
Oh,
but,
yes.
What are you going to pick for your penultimate selection?
Oh my God. Well, let's go with the final McMahon on my card.
Linda?
Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Versus Brie Bella at
Yes.
SummerSlam.
Oh, yes. This is great. Good call.
That's
This is
just
fun.
Nick-
This is a fun match.
It's McMahon versus Daniel Bryan in the female form. From
That's
that
a
Is
fun
that
match.
2013 or 14?
14.
14.
I mean, Stephanie pulling out the pedigree, Nikki
Mhm.
turning on Brie.
Yep. That's good stuff,
Everything-
man.
That's good stuff. That's good
It
shit,
is.
pal.
It was
I
better than
remember-
it had any right to be, man.
Yeah,
I
it shouldn't have
remember
been this
right?
good.
thinking it was going to be horrible, but they pulled out a really solid match and,
Yeah.
and great storytelling and a lot of emotion in there. Yeah, I have no problem. with that.
Unfortunately, Linda McMahon does not have a SummerSlam match,
She doesn't.
so I
Yeah.
can't add her.
Otherwise,
so
she'd be
it's gonna
there.
be 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I remember I had this is one of the last like pay-per-view parties because obviously it's post-network. So I used to have people come over to watch, and as the network came, it was less and less because people just watched whenever they wanted. And I remember when Nikki turned on Brie, all of us just lost our minds. We were so happy, and Steph got the win, and it was very cool. That's a great pick for sure.
Led to that great promo from Nikki to Brie. You should have died in the womb.
No, man.
All right, Trey, hit us up. Your second to last selection here. I think you still got a women's match, and you got another wild card match. So what are you going to go with here?
I'm good. I think I'm good on my women's match, so I'm going to save that to last.
All right.
But I've got to have Bret Hart on my card, and I'm surprised that nobody has picked, and I'm not picking this one for another reason. I'm surprised that nobody has said Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
It's blowing my mind right now. But I can't pick that one because that would implicate my women's championship match. I'll let y'all think about that for a minute.
Oh, okay. I know what you're doing.
So, to get Bret Hart on my card, I'm going Bret Hart versus Doink the Clown with Jerry the King Lawler. What was that? SummerSlam 93?
Three, I think.
3? Yeah. So we joked about that last night too, and I told you it was on my list, and right there it is.
I didn't believe you.
Wow. Doink. Doink making an appearance. I love it.
So, yeah, I had to get the Hitman on there. I can't believe nobody has said Bret versus the Bulldog.
Yeah. It was between that and Bret and Perfect for me. And I just like Bret and Perfect is a little more sentimental, but I mean, Bret and Bulldog is just one of the greatest matches of all time.
Main event.
So, right. I don't know how that didn't get
in Wembley too.
A travesty.
Yeah.
But Bret versus Doink.
Yeah.
And then Bret versus Jerry Lawler, the entire 35-minute segment there at Jerry Lawler's promo on the crutches. He got rear-ended by this blue-haired lady.
Blue-haired little old lady.
And then he comes in there and he gets his beating, but Bret Hart won't let go of the sharpshooter. So Jerry Lawler ends up actually winning the match. I truly think that whole segment is one of my favorite segments in WWF history. When I did a match with one of my youth group kids back in 2011 for my church, we did a lock-in. It was a wrestling themed lock-in, and had a big match between me and one of my kids, and it was hair versus hair. That was like the format that I used. I heel for months at youth group with all these kids dressing up this character, and then when time came for the match, I came out with a walker and I cut this promo about getting hit by this old lady and just trying to get a little extra heat there at the end. It's so good, man. I'm glad you had some representation for that.
Yeah, I had to.
All right, Tommy, 7th round selection for you. I think you have hit all of your categories here, so just got some wild card picks left.
Some wild cards, and this one here is one that I think maybe to think about it, I think you might have a little more appreciation for than when I first say it. It is going to be the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, teaming with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, in a 6-man tag against the team of Power and Glory, Hercules and Paul Roma, as well as the Warlord, managed by the Dr. Style Slick. And as a kid, this is my first ever SummerSlam I've seen, and so I'm a little nostalgic for it. And I just so many iconic characters there, and I just always got to show off this on such a good foot. I remember this is when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is doing the Ricky the Dragon. He's actually the dragon. He blows the fire. And I remember as a kid, my dad recreating it with the figures and blowing up a lighter when we do the entrance for Ricky Steamboat and being scared, like, oh, was that actually a fireball? And I think it was the coolest thing ever. So, I think this is cool. A lot of really fun names in here, and it's a fun time too, which is nice.
You said getting the show off on a good foot. Is that a dig at Texas Tornado?
He did have one good foot at least. Oh man!
That's a good call, man. It's a fun match.
Yeah.
You talk about having some variety and some characters
Yeah.
on the show. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
6 guys no one else picked. Like,
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that brings it to me here. Shoot, I still have a world title match to get to, but
that's crazy.
I know. I'll leave that for last because I do want to get. I guess it doesn't matter because I doubt Travis is going to pick either one of mine. But
I have mid card and women's left, so
yeah, I've already got 2 mid card titles on my card. I'm actually going to pick a third one here, and I think Randy mentioned it already. It comes from the card that Tommy just brought up. It comes from SummerSlam 1991, and it is that's my all-time favorite SummerSlam. But I'm going with Virgil versus Ted DiBiase for the $1 million championship year. And we laugh at Virgil, rightfully so. And
breadsticks.
Rest in peace, Mr. Breadsticks. But you want to hear one of the best pops of all time. It is when Virgil finally pins the $1 million man after all his years of abuse and gets to win the $1 million championship year. SummerSlam 91 is just a feel-good show, out and out, and this is part of it, man. And I'll take the one and only $1 million championship match for my card.
How do you spell man? VIR. GIL. The best part of that.
That's so good.
Got Roddy Piper on commentary. Cheering on.
That's awesome.
My father was at this show and called me. He had a work phone. He was a little hotshot. I think it was 91, right? He has a work phone. He called me from it so I could hear DiBiase's music playing live.
Nice.
And he was like, I'm going to peg this guy. I have like Chuckles, the candy. He's like, I'm going to work on pegging him. And if you watch DiBiase end this match, he walks around the outside of the ring and something caroms off him. And my dad's like, I nailed him. So, it was pretty cool.
Wow.
I'll be putting SummerSlam 91 on my Peacock tonight as I go to bed. I don't know if I'll make it that long, but I'm going to be looking for that.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, it's there.
That's hilarious.
All right, Travis, we are back to you after this marathon here.
7 and 8.
Your final 2 selections. I can't believe we've come to the end here, but your 7th round selection, and then you'll kick off the last round here. I believe you still have a women's match to get to along with your last wild card.
No, mid card. I have a mid card title and a women's title.
Excuse me. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mid card title. I see that. Yep. Mid card and
there are so many iconic Intercontinental title matches to choose from. Unfortunately for me, I've chosen most of those competitors throughout the evening, so had to really screwed up myself. But this one is very iconic. It is not a 5-star classic, but it is a beautiful, beautiful moment in SummerSlam history. This is the Ultimate Warrior vs. Honky Tonk Man Intercontinental title match, 1988. So I'm surprised that lasted this. I thought Alex would take this earlier. It's like what, 40 seconds or something? I mean, if
31.
31. Okay, yeah, it's
31.
so short. But that whole thing, like Honky Tonk had the title for 64 years. Warrior comes in and squashes him in 31 seconds.
He squishes him too.
Squishes him, squashes him. It's so awesome, dude.
It is.
It's just fun. When you're a little kid and you're like, these guys are like comic book characters come to life for you. This is peak it right here, man. So,
Travis,
Honky's promo beforehand. I'll wrestle anybody. I don't care.
This was on my list for undercard title. I am selecting my undercard title in the last round. I mentioned in the group chat that I found something that I went, oh yes. Like if I didn't find that match that I'm going to get to later, this is what I was going with.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yes, that's how much I like that match. Yep.
Good stuff. So, yeah, that rounds out my round 7. So, I'm going to finish up round 8. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not passionate about any of these matches right here. Y'all took the ones I cared about more. But for the women's title, I'm going to go with one that, honestly, I kind of forgot about until I was doing some research. And these ladies had their chemistry is off the charts together. They had a heck of a summer wrestling each other in 2016. This is Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, 2016 SummerSlam. Kind of forgotten. They had, I think they had Hell in the Cells, Last Woman Standings, all kind of stuff. Main event Raw together. Again, it's iconic in that these two get to go on. They have great chemistry. Like I said, they wrestled the entire summer that year in 2016, like almost every week it felt like. But they never never left anything, or they left it all in the ring.
That's
So
awesome.
that rounds out my card.
That closes things
I
out.
think it's the Raw Women's title at that point.
I think
or
so.
whatever.
Yeah, and I
Tommy,
do remember.
were you there for that one?
I was there for that one, and I remember that being one of the real. It comes right after another underrated one. I hope I don't ruin anyone's picks. I won't even say it, but another really fun one, just in case someone's thinking about it. But I remember being like, "Whoa, the women are." It was the continuing of the women's evolution. Of course, Charlotte had to get the win because she hadn't lost on pay-per-view, and they had gone so far with her never having a pay-per-view loss, and then had her lose right before setting the stage, which would have been undefeated streak against pay-per-view undefeated streak at WrestleMania 34 with her and Asuka. I still don't get what they were doing. That would have been cool.
Yep. So that's it for me,
All right.
folks.
That is it. The card is complete there, and we'll run through the full cards here at the very end. Back to me for my final selection here. This is tough, man, when it gets down to it. And like I said, I've got my world title here that I've got to go for. Still a lot of good options on the table. Looking at my card here, I think I'm going to go with, this is tough.
Shot clock.
Okay, I don't have.
Shot clock's ticking.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm kidding.
No. I want something.
I
I don't have something from this era. So I'll go with this, and I don't have a gimmick match really. No, I don't really have any gimmick matches, so I'll go with the gimmick match here, and I'm gonna go with SummerSlam 2009 with CM Punk and Jeff Hardy in a ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship here.
So good.
And it's going to get me a bonus Undertaker appearance.
Undertaker sighting, yes.
At the end.
Great.
What a great pay-per-view main event, dude.
Yeah. Such a fun era where it really felt like Jeff Hardy was the biggest thing in the world. And, man, if he just kept his head on straight and re-signed with WWE, I really think he would have been like one of the biggest stars in the next 10 years after this. I mean, he was incredible in 2009. He always says he was more famous than Obama.
Yeah.
I think he was. I dressed as him that Halloween. I love the guy. I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Good call.
Great shining moment for two young stars here, and not necessarily two guys you would expect to see in the main event of a SummerSlam. Not the biggest names, especially at that point in time. But they gave the young kids a chance to go out there, and they lived up to it. Absolutely.
I am still stunned that the DX return did not main event that SummerSlam. I thought for sure that was going to be, especially with the entrance with the tank. I thought for sure that was going to be your main event.
But alas, it was not. But here we are, and your final selection, Tommy.
Tough, because there's so many guys that I just am such a big fan of, and not on my card. No Cena. I was close with Cena for this one. Didn't go with him.
Has anyone picked Cena?
Cena and AJ.
Oh yeah, you've seen AJ.
AJ.
Okay.
I would have picked Cena and AJ. I would have certainly picked Punk and Brock. But I couldn't pick Punk and Brock because Travis picked them. But also, I had picked Brock and Rock. I didn't realize that at the time, but I couldn't pick Punk anyway. I mean, Brock anyway for that match. But
and you can't pick another Warlord match.
I can't pick any more Warlord. He's off the table for me. But I am going to go with two of my favorites, and I'm going to go back to SummerSlam 1997 Steel Cage match, Mankind versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
So good.
I love this match.
Love it.
Got the great spot where Chyna tries to give him the low blow, but she can't really reach, so she just kind of gives him the ass punch. Mick goes up for the big Superfly move and goes to tear off his shirt to reveal the heart, but he's sweaty, so this heart is gone. So he reveals nothing, but does still drop the elbow. So it's perfectly imperfect, and
it's perfect Mankind.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
Foley.
Exactly. And Mick gets the big win, which was really surprising at the time because Hunter just won King of the Ring. And then you get the cool moment afterwards where he's laying on the outside, and then the Dude Love music hits. He starts pumping his little foot up a bit. Before they go to the next
I
match.
love that.
So good.
How to get
This match
on
is
the
awesome.
card and how to find a way to get Hunter on. He's one of my favorites as well. So this is one really good match here for me.
Great pick.
Thank you.
Mankind and Triple H with like the feud that never ended, and it went. I mean, they revisited it 3 or 4, but it was good every time.
Every time.
Yeah, every time. They have such great chemistry. You
Teflon,
think about it, they bring it back in 2000 and have an incredible feud there in 2000, which really gets Triple H, in my opinion, over as a top guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent pick. I'm really glad you picked it.
Yeah.
I think that one's super underrated. So glad to see it get a shout out here tonight and close out your card. Trey, your final selection here. It's got to be your women's match. What's it going to be?
Yep. And it's got to be my women's. And like I said before, if I would have chosen Brett and Bulldog, it would have implicated this match. So women's championship, Intercontinental Championship, winner takes all, intergender match at SummerSlam 2008 with Mickie James and Kofi Kingston versus Glamorella with Beth Phoenix and Santino Morella.
Wow.
Beautiful
Wow.
pick.
Very cool. And is that when Santino wins and then debuts the Hunkamitare right afterwards?
The honk.
Well, he
That
didn't
is.
even realize that Beth Phoenix had won the match. He was like knocked out on the side of the ring.
That's awesome. Yeah, no,
But
great
it was
call
great.
here.
Mickie James, I really like Mickie James. She's an all-time great, and she was really good in that match. Beth was really good. Kofi didn't really do too much. Just like Santino, he's an incredible. Santino's an incredible comedy act, and he's one of my all-time favorites when it comes to like comedy wrestlers or however you want to say it. So I was a big fan of his, and I really wanted him to win that Royal Rumble that year.
Yeah, 2012.
For sure. That would have been
Yeah, in 2012. But yeah, that's my that'll wrap up my my card.
To this day, I do this Cobra to my kids still, like to tickle them. It's like, I mean,
Yes.
they're older than they deserve to be tickled like that, but they know the Cobra is, man. It's coming in to be tickled, dude.
Nobody'd steal
Cobra's
that. That's
coming
pretty
in.
cool.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought that was going to fall
great.
through the cracks, man. I thought that was a great pull. I had that one as like a secret pick for me to maybe get a fifth wild card match to throw that one in there. I thought people were going to miss out on that one, so I am glad you pulled that. That is a fun
It's
bonus
fun.
choice there.
It's not a very long match, but it's fun. It's
a fun breather.
Yes,
fun little breather, a little fun
Very
entertainment.
Unique. One of a kind. All right, Steven, you're out of McMahon matches to pick, and you're
can't go on now.
And you're out of categories. I think you just got to hit us with a wild card match. Anything you want here. What's it going to be?
Well, I began this with SummerSlam 2000. I will end this with SummerSlam 2000.
Okay.
Ooh.
Jerry Lawler versus Taz.
Yes, boy.
Very cool.
You know, the buildup of Taz always attacking JR, hitting the car window, getting glass in JR's eye, and then JR getting revenge by slamming the candy dish right at Taz,
Yes.
The candy
giving
dish.
Jerry Lawler the victory.
The
It
candy
writes
dish.
itself.
It's one of our favorite lines to repeat to each other in my circle of friends in Michigan is, "Hey, Lawler, watch this." And then he in the window, you know?
There you go, yeah.
Taz began the year debuting at Royal Rumble and defeated Kurt Angle and for the first person to ever defeat him. And then he's in SummerSlam against Jerry Lawler.
Right?
Losing.
With a losing because of a candy dish. It's just what an
There you
epic
go.
fall off. But this is fun. I love
Yeah.
Taz. I love Lawler.
Yeah.
This is so fun. That's a great
Yeah.
call.
And then Travis would appreciate because the next month they bring it back and Raven debuts.
Yes, boy, and Unforgiven.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah. So
You
good.
can keep that for the Unforgiven draft coming up soon.
Oh, yeah. The Unforgiven draft.
Yeah.
All right, Randy, the moment you've been waiting for perhaps your entire life here to get to close out the SummerSlam draft with the most bizarre off the wall match. I don't know if you can top Taz versus Jared the King Lawler.
This I peed a little when Steven chose the IC title match from SummerSlam 97 and when Tots just chose Triple H and Mankind from SummerSlam 97. So I did pee a little, but I'm okay.
It's good to know.
My undercard title is going to be for the European Championship. And this is the one that I was the most excited about. This is in the throes of the Attitude Era, so stipulations are king, bro. This is British Bulldog defending against Ken Shamrock. So this is where all the stipulations have to happen. Pillman has to wear a dress if he loses.
Mhm.
Neidhart is going to shave his goatee if anybody in the Hart Foundation loses. And Stone Cold is going to kiss Owens' rear end if he loses. But on the July 14th, 1997 episode of Raw, the British Bulldog famously says, "If I don't win this match, I'm going to eat the can of dog food." And
Not bad.
like my world was turned upside down. My buddies and I, that is a reoccurring joke to this day, where we will say, "If I don't win this match," and we still do it, like 25 years later. And so when I thought of that match, I was like, I have to go with the Bulldog and Shamrock.
Between that and Lawler, watch this. What kind of friends are you hanging out with, Randy?
We don't have a lot going on. But,
I can tell.
it's hilarious that the WWE would use dog food as a stipulation, but it's also kind of ridiculous it took them that long to work that into one of David Boy's storylines, right? But
it wouldn't be the last time.
The can of dog food said "boy" on it instead of like Elpo or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just BOY. And then Bulldog wins by DQ when he pushes Shamrock into his zone, and Shamrock suplexes Patterson, Briscoe, Jack Doan, Mike Chioda. He's bleeding at the mouth, like actually bleeding at the mouth. They would later work that into be like his gimmick, yeah. And Alex would be proud to know that he did all this while he was an honorary member of Ahmed Johnson's Week in the Cheek. Because his right is hanging out the entire time. So I'm closing out the European title. British Bulldog, if I don't win this match, I'm going to eat kind of dog food.
We did it, guys. We did it.
Bravo, gentlemen.
I will say it right here, right now. If we are ever together and there is a WrestleCon or there is an opportunity for us to meet Double J Jeff Jarrett, I'll pay for Randy to meet him, so long as he goes over to Jeff Jarrett and says, we did a best of SummerSlam draft, and I drafted your match against Mabel from SummerSlam 94. Just to hear what he'd say.
I'll pay to have Randy say he picked Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez to the Undertaker.
We can all chip in on that.
Yeah.
That might be even worse. Yeah. He won't get out of that one because when Undertaker was running through his matches, boy, he did not have good things to say about his match with Giant Gonzalez.
No, he skipped it immediately. Yeah.
All right, Randy, run us through your final card here. You can, if you want to reorder it, tell us what you want to do.
So, opening bout is the free-for-all, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Yokozuna from SummerSlam 96. We're going to follow that up with the European Championship match I just mentioned, with the Bulldog defending against Ken Shamrock. After that is going to be the Jailhouse or Jailbird match with the Big Boss Man and the Mountie. Followed by the Falls Count Anywhere match for the Tag Team Championship. The New Age Outlaws defending against Mankind and technically Kane from SummerSlam 1998. And then we go into our Women's Championship match, which is Alundra Blaze defending against Bull Nakano from SummerSlam 1994. Then we have the Rest in Peace match as part of our dual main event, just the draw of The Undertaker against Giant Gonzalez. We do have a Let Me Up match in between. That'll be Jeff Jarrett and Mabel. Rap versus Country from SummerSlam 94. And then our main event, we're going to bring the house down literally with the Last Man Standing match for the Undisputed Championship. Roman Reigns defending against Brock Lesnar as they end their 7-year odyssey.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Amazing.
All right, Steven.
Amazing.
Let's go here. Give us your ultimate SummerSlam card.
Oh man. Okay, let me see how I'm gonna put this in order. Okay. Okay. Let's start off with Taz versus Jerry the King Lawler, because you can't start a SummerSlam without having the best match first. Come on.
Gotta have a hot opener. Yep.
Only uphill from there.
Yeah, it's only gonna be uphill from here. Then we're gonna move right to Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella.
Dang.
Then we'll go to let's do Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Owen Hart for the Intercontinental Championship. Then we'll have the TLC tag title match with the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. We'll go to DX versus the McMahons. Round it out with Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Then The Rock versus Booker T for the WCW title. And we'll end the night with Undertaker versus Mankind in the Boiler Room Brawl.
Ooh,
with
to close it
Undertaker being taken to the back by the Druids.
Oh, wild. I love
Wow.
that. I love that. Very creative. Very fun. All right, Trey, run down the card for us.
All right. I'm mulled this over quite a bit, but I think I'll have Jerry the King Lawler open up the show with his big promo.
Dang, dude.
About getting hit by the blue-haired little old lady. After that, we'll move into Jericho versus Dolph. And then we will take a break and go to the Madison Square Garden Theater for the Lions Den match.
Yeah.
And then come back for the Women's Championship and Intercontinental Championship. And then after that, we'll move on to the Hardcore Championship with Al Snow and Big Boss Man. And then
Jeez, dude.
I love that match.
Forgot you had that on.
Y'all need to go back and watch it.
Well, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's hilarious. I laughed the whole time through it. And then we'll go into the tag team match with the Brothers of Destruction versus DDP and Canyon, and then finish it up with the Universal title match with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins.
Okay.
There you go.
Very fun card. I dig
That's
it.
fun.
All right, Tommy.
All right. So I will go. I'll start with. We're gonna do that 6-man tag. I think it's just a great way to start things off. Bulldog, Dragon, Tornado against Hercules, Paul Roma, and Warlord. Of course, with Master of Style Slick, getting the thing started well.
Of course.
From there, I'm gonna go with the cage match between Triple H and Mankind. Then I am going to do the women's triple threat match, Carmella, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch for the women's championship from SummerSlam 2018. From there, I'm going to do Edge versus Lance Storm from SummerSlam 2001, the IC title match. Then it's going to be 2 out of 3 falls, Hart Foundation versus Demolition for the tag team championships. And no, I'm not putting it as my main event. Next, I'd have Test and Shane McMahon, Lover or Beaver match, SummerSlam 1999. Then I will do Brock Lesnar versus The Rock for the Undisputed Championship. So you get your crowning of your new champion. And after the show ended, Rock did everything he could to get the crowd back. I'd put this on pay-per-view with him trying his best to do. And the crowd booing mercifully as he has to walk away off to Hollywood dejected, only to have Stone Cold Steve Austin come out to give the fans a good feel-good moment with The Undertaker in the main event and get his Rock from Rock doing the get the F out moment in 2002.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Be interested to see how that plays out live.
Yeah.
All right. I will go through my card here. I have not thought about it, so I'm just going to do it on the fly. I'll go with Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio as the opener. Super hot opening match here. And then I'll go with the tag team championship, Undertaker, Big Show versus X-Pac and Kane. And then that's the stuff.
That's two hot matches. That's
I got all hot matches here, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll go with the hardcore title, a little variety here. Steve Blackman and Shane McMahon as a third match. Then we'll come back with the women's championship, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan. Big shocking moment there with Dominic Mysterio. We'll come back with we'll go back with Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect there to follow that up. Intercontinental title, big title change. Logan Paul versus The Miz to come after that. We'll main event. Should I main event with Virgil or should I main event with CM Punk and Jeff Hardy? That's a tough call. Yep, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy next, and then we'll main event with Virgil's big moment against Ted DiBiase in the $1 million championship.
Wow.
We'll give Virgil his flowers here. Let him have his moment.
He doesn't want flowers. He wants breadsticks.
We'll give Virgil his breadsticks. And let him main event.
Well,
dang.
Hey, I will say.
Why the heck not? What's that?
It had the longest build.
It did.
It did.
You're not wrong about that.
Yep.
It did. All right, I'm going to run through mine real quick because my iPad's about to die. So we're going to start off hot with AJ versus Cena. Man, come out strong. Next up, Y2J versus Rhino. Next up, the return of Shawn Michaels after 4 years away. Shawn Michaels and HBK unsanctioned match. And then as a palate cleanser, we're going to roll right into the Ultimate Warrior versus Honky Tonk Man for 31 seconds. So then we're going to come down from that, have a little Charlotte and Sasha action. Then have a little comedy here with the Un-Americans versus Book Dust. So basically we're ending the show with all title matches. Un-Americans versus Book Dust here for a little bit of entertainment. Brock versus CM Punk in the next to last match because how could you not? And then end the show with Brett versus Taker. And Sean's going to come back out after retirement and come out and referee this match. So, yeah. There you go.
Double duty there.
After taking Triple H to the limit, come back out and referee this match.
After getting hit in the back with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Referee that match, pal.
Exactly. You're back now, pal. You're on the payroll. Get out there. Yeah.
Hey, if Vince could send Mick Foley out for running after he gets thrown off the cell, then you know what?
Yeah.
You've seen it all.
Yeah. I want to watch all these shows. These are all great.
Yeah. These are really good ones.
What did we miss real quick? I know we mentioned a lot of ones.
Oh,
like
Brett versus Owen, dude.
Brett versus Owen.
But that took a world title. I thought it wasn't a world title, and I was going to put it on there, but it was. We missed the ladder match: Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon.
Yep. Yeah, right.
Oh man!
I mean, you kidding me?
Rock.
Triple H, Rock and Angle.
Yeah.
Triple H, Rock and Angle, dude.
Oh, that's a great one. Honestly,
Custody of Dominic.
Custody of Dominic match.
I thought you were going with that one, Randy.
Yeah.
How did you not pick that?
Hogan and Shawn Michaels, the main event of that one.
Yep.
I mean, that's not catch as catch can. But
no, for sure. That's a
funny
classic
match.
That's right. Sure. Yeah, Hogan Michaels. Yeah.
How about Daniel Bryan and John Cena? How about
Daniel Bryan,
CM Punk and John Cena?
Brock and John Cena.
How about Brock and John Cena?
Brock and John Cena. Wow.
Yeah.
What about Till Death Do Us Part? Kane and Matt Hardy.
How about
Lita?
Yeah.
Or Kane and Bray Wyatt in the Ring of Fire.
That's right.
That's right. You know what? That is a good one. I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I loved Cody and Solo last year, kind of the WrestleMania 40 light with Roman eventually being the final return. I thought that was cool.
Brock and Cody.
Yeah, Brock and Cody was great from 23. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Bianca, Asuka, and Charlotte from 23 was somebody would pick that.
Yeah.
If no one
Seth Rollins and John Cena.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, was that 2015? Yeah. John Stewart was the main event.
John Stewart.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on the table, but it just trickled down from who you pick. Like, I really wanted Brett and Owen. That's one of my favorite matches of all time. Like, that match is so good.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I drew a complete blank on that one.
That's one of the best matches ever.
5-star match.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mega
But it's fun-
Powers and
it's-
the Mega Bucks. Nobody
Oh,
knew.
yeah, with
The
Miss
very first
Elizabeth taking
SummerSlam.
off the skirt. Yeah, that's iconic for sure.
Yep.
I honestly, I like the other ladder match between Hunter and Rock. That's such a good match. Kind of brings both of them up.
98.
Yeah, 98. Yeah, with Hunter with the powder all over his face and the
I
yellow,
love that match.
yellow ladder.
Yeah.
There's so many. The random match that Alex and I forgot existed that was on the WWE playlist. I think it was Kennedy, Carlito, and Umaga in a triple threat heel match for no reason whatsoever.
No thanks.
And a couple of those that
No
weren't
thanks.
so good along the way. But I liked your Goldberg Dolph shout out.
Yeah.
Bumped his tail off. Goldberg.
Oh, was Goldberg Brockett? Was that it? No, that was Survivor Series.
Survivor
No.
Series.
Yeah, sorry,
That's
Survivor
a
Series.
good one.
Which we might have to
We had the
revisit.
Elimination Chamber with Goldberg.
I had that on there,
Triple
yep.
H, yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's a really fun one.
had that on my list.
It just ate up a lot of guys.
It had
Right.
Y2J, and I wanted to get Y2J Rhino, so that's why I couldn't do it. So yeah.
Randy, I thought you were going to do the Oddities versus Kai and Tai.
I thought
that
for
was
sure you were going to do that one.
Boy, I thought about it. I was also close to doing Legion of Doom when they get to ride out on their Harleys.
yeah.
Assembly with the dummy on the
Yes.
handlebars.
Oh,
Like,
It's the,
man, I was close to taking
Money
that.
Inc.
I also am showing in my notes B Team versus the Revival for the Raw Tag Belts, SummerSlam 2018, because the B
I was
Team
there and I have no clue that match.
the B Team beats FTR straight up.
Crazy.
Wow.
What?
That's why it's not on my
Crazy.
list.
I will
Crazy.
say another one that kind of jumps out to me is, and you had mentioned when you said Jeff Jarrett, Randy, I thought you were going to go Jeff Jarrett and X-Pac, SummerSlam 98, hair versus
hair,
Oh,
right?
that was a good
Really
one.
Great match.
Yeah.
Fun match.
1, 2, 3 Kid and Hakushi. I don't know if we could use the same guy twice, but that's another one from 95. That's a really underrated match for sure.
That's a really good match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of good stuff on the
A
table.
lot of great ones, and we will. We'd love to hear your thoughts, everyone out there who's listening or watching on YouTube. What was your favorite card overall? What was your favorite pick overall? Hit us up. Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment. Leave a rating. Whatever you got to do. Hit us up on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to us and leave a 5-star rating. We love all of you out there. We thank you for all your support over the past 8 years of Talking Taker. You have made this such a dream come true for Travis and I to get to share this time with you every single month, and can't believe we're closing in on 250 episodes almost now of doing this. And we still got a little left in the tank, so we're gonna keep it rolling onto the last ride. We'll be here next month with a September episode. I hadn't quite figured that out yet because it's, like I said, it's still early July yet, but we'll get you back up here in September. And I want to thank all of you out there for joining us, all of our friends here in the Pod Street crew. Of course, Randy Turco, you can hit him up on Twitter at Pokey's Little Dog. You can see him on Steven's channel at Collecting Dead Man, which you can find, of course, on YouTube, and you can find the archives wherever you get your podcast. And who knows? We're still waiting, Steven. We're still waiting for the return from the dead.
Plans are in motion.
Plans are in motion. And thank you for joining me and getting the memo about going sleeveless tonight here, sir. Looking good. Our resident Canaanite, Tremaso Ciampa. I don't know if you're going to make it on this year's SummerSlam card, but good luck to you. And thank you for joining us. And I'm glad you got your headphones issue straightened out as well.
That was rough.
It's one of my favorite parts of the whole night.
Yeah. I can't wait. Can't wait.
It was The Rock doing Kane. I am Kane. I am a Rudy Poo.
I was still laughing about
Thank you for having me on the show today. Thank you.
Tommy, of course, we can't wait for your SummerSlam.
Yes.
We can't wait to see the SummerSlam Superstore tour. And who knows
check
what
it out.
kind
It's
of
live
nonsense we're
on
gonna
the
get into.
channel. I was there yesterday for the launch and was able to pick up the final John Cena SummerSlam official New Jersey shirt. So go check it out. More to come here over the weekend. I got to get out of here. I'm about to go check out the Karrion Kross book signing at SummerSlam.
Yes, boy.
Where's the mute button?
Now. So I got to go check that out. And very cool. I'm excited for that. And Smack.
Well, you muted him.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm done. We just said we were doing July 8th. No one's buying this. Enough. But yeah, it'll be fun going and checking out the SummerSlam store.
Yeah, man. Very jealous of you. And I know it's going to be great and hope everybody follows you along for that. And Travis, of course, hit up the Travis White Music channel, subscribe and follow along to him. And thank you, my brother, for joining me along this journey. And here's to the future.
Absolutely.
Congrats on 8 years. Thanks for letting us come along for the ride.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
without question.
You guys made it
It's a lot
possible.
of fun.
That's right. That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for the SummerSlam draft. We will come back and do another one, I'm sure. These are too much fun to not do. I don't think we'll do shows like Great Balls of Fire or
Survivor
anything.
Series. Who knows? Let us know if you want to
Great
hear it.
Balls of Fire. Yeah. we do Survivor
Halloween
Series.
Havoc.
I would love
Halloween
it.
Havoc.
Survivor
Yeah.
Series would be a lot of fun. Or
Survivor
even
Series.
every non-Big Four.
Oh my gosh, that's too many.
We have a
Well,
lot.
you have a lot of choices there, but you can put together cards with those matches. That could be fun.
We got a lot. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
have a wonderful SummerSlam experience. Enjoy. Have a safe summer. Back to school is almost here. It sucks. It's too soon. Enjoy that. All the shopping for back to school. Get your kids some Talking Taker garb, some Collecting Dead Man garb, all kind of stuff off TeePublic. And, ladies and gentlemen, more than anything, as always, take her easy.
Take her easy.
Take her easy.
Take her easy.
I bet it's down. I got to go.
Yeah.